for this one. We just jumping straight into it tonight. That's what we're doing, straight into it.
Straight into that raw power of farming, baby.
Yeah, raw power of real farming. Real farming.
I'm screaming into the raw power of this helper, that's for sure.
That idiot-ass helper that keeps chewing you every time you try to relax.
I'm good. I just had to get him around the island and give him a long enough endro to pass on.
Did them poles ghost for you?
Yep.
Okay, good. It would have been sucked if it would have ghost for me, but wouldn't have ghost for you.
Right?
Like, you liar.
Cool.
Bam. You liar. I promise. Have to bust out a Lee Bryce song for Cowboy. I drive your truck. I roll every window down. And I burn up. Oh, I'm gonna wreck his truck right off the bat.
Watch out for that tree.
Yeah, watch out
George
for that
Jungle.
tree. Yep. Oh, and I hit one. Literally, right when you say that, I hit one trying to cut in through a field so I could cut across. Bam!
Oh, you dirty bitch.
That's what I tell her all the time.
Forgot to turn the fucking harvester on. So I'm just cutting the tops off. I suppose I probably could do that. Just run around and chop them all down and then take the harvester off. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense.
Both. It was a children's cartoon before anything else.
What?
George of the Jungle.
I know there was Curious George, but not George of the Jungle.
George of the Jungle.
Oh yeah, I saw the movie. But I don't
There
remember
was a
it as
TV show.
cartoon. I don't know, maybe I'll have to look at it.
A movie with what, Brendan Fraser? Is that who it was that played him?
Yep.
I think.
Yep, he was George.
George likes Ursula. I think his best one though, what was it? Encino Man? Is that what it was? No. Where he was the frozen cave? Yeah, frozen caveman. Yeah, that right there. I kind of felt old bringing that up. It's like, hey, y'all, I was hoping y'all would know what that was.
If I've seen it, it hasn't been for a long time.
I think it's where they was digging like a pool or something up in their back, or like digging to put a pool in their backyard, and they found a block of ice with a caveman in it.
We're digging our own pool.
Yeah, we're digging our own pool, and they found a caveman and thaw him out, and he comes to life.
That'd be absolutely insane, to be honest with you.
Oh, I'm telling you, and for that time too, when people weren't illiterate and there really wasn't idiocracy going on, that was another movie that was a good one. I forgot about that. Isn't that what that was called? Idiocracy or whatever?
Idiocracy? Yeah, it ended up turning out to be like what it was. So it's stupid.
Yep. But that's like, you had people really believing if they found a frozen specimen and they thawed it out that they was going to come alive. Everybody wanted him a George, or not a George, well, George of the Jungle when he did it, but I forgot what they called him in Encino Man.
Go, worker, go, go. I'm gonna smoke, smoke. That's okay. Gonna use my dugout. I really do like my dugout, to be honest.
Like I said, I'm a firm believer in them, still to this day, especially for travel.
Well, I like it for travel, but the cartridge is more amazing for travel.
No, yeah, when those came out, that is. But like I said, I'm gonna have to re-up on those, man. Like I said, since I left Texas, I haven't touched. Well, you can get some around here, but they're not that good. I mean, they're better than nothing.
Oh, I'll believe it.
You should find out if she can still get those cartridges. It'd be worth trying to ask to see what she says.
I'm cheating. I keep running this worker back up to this line because he keeps completing it because it's like not enough to make him turn around. So I keep just running him back up to the top, starting him again. Eventually he'll make it past that bottom piece.
Hey, did you notice I removed all those trees that were right here by 11? They were, yeah, next to the road. Hey, yeah, when I was moving all of Countryman's equipment out there to that's what I did. Off stream, I moved everything out to and that was before today. I had moved everything out in the woods over there by where that little mill sell point, whatever it is, or yeah, I moved every bit of logging equipment out there. I'm sure y'all spammed through it. And that's where I left it. That's like, hint, logging. But then after today, like I said, we don't have to worry about him coming back anytime. Anytime.
It was an odd one.
Okay. I kind of, I reframed. I might have told y'all that I thought, I might not even said, I know I told Bodies, but yeah, I thought he might have had a little screw loose, something like that going on, like I said, but he really was engulfed in role play and wanted us to be role play farmers, and then I was even okay with letting him go over there and do his little login thing, and he was gonna, not be in our party chat and stream his own, he's got a YouTube channel, and he was gonna stream him logging over there, and pretty much, and like I told him, well, I'm not joining your party chat, I got my party chat, and me and Necro stream. I'm worried about getting Necro subs, not Countryman. And so if he wanted to do that over there in his corner, but then after today, well, some of us take it more serious than others, and then that dry threat of, it would suck if somebody, come on, go ahead and say, sell a tractor glitch, whatever the fuck we use, and I'll own up to that bitch like a champ and still have all my subscribers. But that dry threat, no. And then he came back and he was like, that's what he said at the last. He was like, well, some of us take it more serious than others. And so I was like, oh, is he saying we don't take it fucking serious? It's like, okay, well, I don't want to have to get to that level of serious till we're playing the game as shit. You know what I mean? I want to enjoy it. We enjoy it. And I'm cussing like a sailor. Here you go, God. Nobody's watching right now. It's fine. Shit's not a bad word. Poo, do you want me to say poo? Is poo better? No. I got the poo on me.
I got the poo on me. I love that movie. Oh my god, that's one of my favorite parts. That's not an atom bomb. That's an RV septic tank. See? Clunk.
Clunk.
Oh. Oh.
You, show me your boobies.
Yeah, and you, show me your boobies. The ultimate failed bank heist.
Movie was just full of cringe.
And like his meteorite that he had.
Oh god,
Joe
the
Meteorite.
fucking pieces. Oh.
That he had to
as
catch
they
up
would
on
call
it.
it in My Name is Earl, the blue ice.
Yeah.
This is just a giant shitball.
Yeah, and he was eating French fries and ketchup off of it, and putting his
Yeah.
burger down on it, playing with it. Like, why didn't it thaw and why didn't he get poo all over him? Questions I still have to this day. One of Joe Dirt 2, to be honest, just because it'd be as equally ridiculous. And that
There's a
was like
Joe
the
Dirt
best
too.
movie that David Spade was in.
There is Joe Dirt too, and it's
How
horrible.
bad is
Yeah,
it?
it is. It is horrible.
Bad.
Yeah, he done said it. It
It's
is horrible.
and he's in it again, but yeah, it's like what the fuck is this?
It was a terrible sequel, basically.
Yeah, it's one of
Yeah.
them ones that didn't need a sequel.
One
Because
and
it
done.
ended fine. He got the chick, he's got the car.
Yeah, he got his hair, like, fucking sprayed gravel all over dude, all over Kid Rock. That shit was pretty funny. Man, nothing like a hitter that you just ran a freaking cleaning piece through. Well, is this gonna be the pass that I make it down past the trees? I don't think so. Next one will be. For sure. In case you're wondering, Necro, I'm turning 9, 10, and possibly 11 into just grass. Then we can come out here and bale to our heart's content.
Uh,
Because there's enough field that we
two
can afford to
mowers.
buy, you know, everything else. But yeah, we could have 2 baling setups, 2 trailers. Like, we can make it happen.
yeah.
Because that shit makes money on this map.
Except for I hate the fucking grass though.
Yeah, I still
Well,
hate
you
the
don't
grass.
have to do it.
Well, no, he means he hates the rendering of the grass. Like,
Oh, yeah, it's pretty
You
terrible.
You can't fucking tell. I mean, it's just Jesus Christ.
yeah, you know how long we sped up the clock, and you still go over there and look at 13, and then right over here on the other side 11, it's like no grass. Is what you would think, but for some reason it
And then you
yields
try
like
to
no
mow,
other.
and you're like, oh,
Yeah. Oh wow, lots of grass.
Yeah, there's don't even worry about talking about him because I was just like, yeah, fuck.
Talking about who?
Country man. Just,
Bro.
he grabbed the mower and headed over there. I'm like, dude, I just fucking mowed it. Oh, it looks tall. I was like, no, there's no white flowers.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
because he kept arguing. Yeah, and then I noticed he parked that shit quick, didn't he?
yeah.
Uh-huh. It's like, we know
Like,
how to
it
run
ain't
our
fucking
growth
ready,
charts. Yeah, so we know how to run our growth charts, damn it. Oops, sorry. My bad.
oh, apparently fertilizing your grass doubles and triples your yields.
Oh, really? Is
Or
it,
something like that. Like, depending on what stage of fertilization you have, I think one stage doubles it. And the more you fertilize after that, you can get a lot more or something. But I don't know. I can't be quoted on anything.
are you talking to Cowboy? Two?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I told him, that you just showed up and the bodies had been here. Because he was like, y'all gonna be on whenever he might get off at 11ish, maybe a little after 11.
I mean, I might, to be honest, but probably not, because it's a work night, you know?
Well, yeah, no, but yeah, I mean, at least a couple, or at least one of us would be on me, maybe. Necro probably too.
It hurts my feelings that we don't play enough, guys.
Right.
We never play anymore.
No, we cram it in on the weekends is what we got to do, and that's what I noticed when we're all. That's why I'm like, dang it, I got a birthday party this weekend, and it's gonna be the optimal weekend. Like I said, I'll be back Saturday night, like I said, and I don't plan on getting
I
that
mean, don't
drunk.
come back on our account, dude. It's
Oh
your
no no no,
life.
like my wife doesn't like staying over there anyways, and she really can't tolerate his wife too much, and so
Oh,
I
well.
better hope they don't subscribe to you.
they are.
You shut up quick, damn.
Oh no, I almost messed up and wrecked into the harvester. It's like I wrecked into the harvester, but no, they are. Both of them, as a matter of fact.
I mean, honestly, if there's one thing I've learned in life is that you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
Oh yeah, no, 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 that is the truth, and I'm sure she used to hate me for the longest time, like the longest time, till she realized I wasn't going anywhere, and he considered me his best friend, and so in order for her to be part of him, I had to be part of that too. And so she could just accept, just like his parents, they just accepted it. They
I
just,
had a friend like that who, quote, wasn't going anywhere, and I actually had to show his ass the fucking door because he owes me a lot of money
oh,
still.
see, this one, he's good. I mean, he manages. His
Oh
parents
yeah,
didn't
I
like me
remember
because
that.
back in the day,
I remember that.
I was the first person.
Yeah.
Like he's never, like his mom. Do you ever know about like in school All Stars? Did y'all have that around y'all schools? Whatever, like the program,
Maybe?
kind of like a Dare
I'm not
program.
too sure.
Don't do drugs, that kind of stuff. Well, his mom was the
Yeah, we
head of
had
the All
there.
Stars program, which is like the Dare program. To promote whatever. And of course, smoke pot. Like I said, I love pot. And so I got her
Right.
son, him, my best friend, to smoke pot for the first time ever, and he liked it. Of course, who doesn't? And so like he kept smoking. And so finally one day, like she ran up on us and knew what we was doing. Like how she pretty much like a damn cop, and had said some stuff about it or whatever. And so she's like, you can't hang around with him, blah blah blah. He's a bad influence and that kind of stuff. And then 18 came around and he's like, peace out. I'm going to hang out with my friend, the bad
Right.
influence. And so but yeah, but like I said, so but they've got used to me too. Like they know I'm there, and all. Cause his mom was the All Stars lady, and then his dad was a probation officer, and so they really hated my guts. I'm not gonna lie, they really did. But I
Well,
wasn't
did
going
you
nowhere.
guys hear marijuana finally got removed from the list of gateway drugs from Dare?
Yeah, and on top of that, in almost every state that ain't legalized, they're trying to knock it down to where it's just like which some of them are still officers' discretion, but some of them are just like only a ticketable offense, depending on the amount you have. And
Right.
as long as
Like
you're not,
here
yeah.
in Illinois, in
You
Cook County near Chicago,
stupid
it's actually a
bastard.
$99 ordinance violation. It's not even a criminal ticket, it's just an ordinance violation. That you just go down to the state, pay it, whatever. It doesn't really go on your record or anything like that. It doesn't stop you from getting scholarships. It's just a
Do they
weed
even
charge.
put you like on deferred? Like, deferred that
No.
deferred? No. Oh, awesome. See, that is cool. Since it's not a ticket, it's nothing then besides just getting a little bit of
Yeah,
money out of you. Okay, I
it's
would do
just
that
an
in a heartbeat.
ordinance violation. It's, oh, you know you're not supposed to have this, but we caught you with it anyway, so pay us $100 and we're gonna destroy slash take away your product.
Yeah, I like them cops that are like, just step on it and smash it into the ground. It's like, okay, and I do
Yeah, a
the
lot
little
of them do
shadow
that
step
too.
on it, the little shadow step, and he just looks down like, It's like, all right, well, you're free to
Well, it's
go.
like when back in high
It's like,
school,
no,
get
you're free
caught
to
with
go first,
cigarettes and
officer.
shit. Get caught with cigarettes. It all depended on who you got caught by.
Yeah, no, true. Which our ag teacher was amazing. Like, he always dipped in class, and so he felt like if you wanted to do a tobacco product, see, which most of us smoked cigarettes, that he would let us go back into the green room, which was, outside. They
Yep.
had a little greenhouse, and he let us smoke cigarettes, which, of course, it wasn't just cigarettes that was getting smoked out there. It's a green room. Hell, you know better than that. We even got to grow in the green room. No joke. He never paid attention to that. He was more infatuated with the girls in the class and his dip, and so he was like, y'all go. He knew what we were about. He's like, y'all go do whatever, just as long as when the tests come up, you can pass your welding stuff and do whatever. And it's like, sure, yeah. So we just go back there and get really lit, and be fucking like practicing welding. Awful welders, I can tell you. I got better now, which with the stick, I cannot weld with TIG, like not at all. Like wire welding, out the picture for me. I don't have the patience. I'm all like pop, boom, blow that damn, and oop, it's over. It's over. I don't have the patience for wire welding. But you give me a stick, heck yeah, I can weld a lot, and not gorilla weld it. Weld it, you'd actually be, dang man, that's pretty good. But before it was gorilla welding. As long as it don't break, it don't matter what it looks like, is what I always said. But then no, it kind of does matter what it looks like if you're gonna weld for the pipeline or something like that. They
Yeah, it's
X-ray
got to
everything.
be
Yeah,
pretty good.
perfect. Yeah, and so I'm like, oh, okay. So I got myself to the pipeline level with stick, and then just never wanted to go through all that. Because I mean, they got to take their welders through tests and all kinds of stuff, and you got to get tests like every other month to make sure you still got it. And them X-rays, they don't lie. You know, there's a bubble, any kind of anything in that weld, that's it. You failed, and they don't want you. Of course, you know the pipelines are running a lot of stuff through them. So yeah, but no, that's I gave up on that whole welding bit. It's just like, man, I'll just go to do what I do best. That's screwing. That's what I always tell people. So, in oil field, it's what a caser does. We screw joints of pipe together and put them into the ground to case a hole. And so yeah, you always have them cool little oil field jokes. It's like the derrick man's always high. We got 40-foot joints, and there's buckets of dope on every rig. Which I'm not gonna lie, I'm ready for my year to be over with. That way I can go back into the field, which I'll be in an office now, and so that's kind of boring. Which my dad, he'll let me go do whatever I need to do. Like there's actual labor work to be done, he'll send me off on it. But I've, like I said, been in the oil field since I was, as soon as he gave me the job at 18, and I'm 30 now, and so that's why I got the security to be able to leave for that little bit of time. He knows what I'm doing. You know, he's a big part of the grandkids' lives and our life, and so he knows what's up, and there's always a spot. Not just because he's the boss, which he'll tell me straight up, hey, sometimes he's like, he'll rush me before my year's over. You need to hurry, man. I'm needing you bad, and there's some people wanting that spot. I can't hold it forever. Yeah, so he'll be straight up when something has to happen, it happens. But for the time being, he's like, man, smooth sailing. That's what he comes. I call him or whatever. Be like, how's it been going? Smooth sailing, man. Smooth sailing. Ready whenever you are. It's like, I'm not ready yet. But I can still go, like, if he gets in a real bad bind, like, because like I said, him and the actual owner of the company are, like, basically brothers. And so that's why he gets to manage all the other, you know, yards around, whatever. Like, he's like a manager, not just over a district or a region, but he's like a manager over every single place we have. And like I said, they used us as cleaners. Is what we go to a shop that had the revenue drop, and we would try to bring it up. If we can't bring it up, then we would shut the doors down and move the equipment to other shops. And every employee has the option, which is kind of crappy, to move, you know, somewhere closer to the work or whatever. But you know, pretty much, and that was kind of the crappy part. What I hated the most is like they don't give you no heads up. You know what I mean? Like we're sitting there working on, which I did. I'm not lying. I'm running back. So you meet a lot of good people, and so I'm like, hey man, just so you know, go start looking for another job if you're not wanting to move, because it ain't working out. I'm hearing word downwind that it ain't working out. So, but usually they only know when the trucks show up. And, I mean, it's about 6 or 7 Peterbilts with the flatbed trailers come in, and we start loading everything up. And usually the hint is when I'm doing inventory. Yeah, I don't inventory a shop unless it's that's it. And so, but this one here in Oklahoma has been, it was the highest grossing shop that they had, and it dropped revenue, whatever, but they got it back to where, like literally a month, I want to say it's breaking $1 million a month. And so it was all the way down to like 500,000, 200,000, and so it's gradual. I got to be part of building it up this the beginning of this year, and then now he says it easily like $1 million a month. And so big fat bonuses for him and the shop, and everybody gets to keep their job. That's what I looked at, because man, I feel like crap showing up somewhere and then you not. I don't think that's, you know, if I ran a company, I'm sorry, I'm going to give you one heck of a heads up. That way you know what's up, so you can actually go look. You know, everybody's got families, everybody's got stuff that they're in debt for, you know, and stuff like that, you know, especially in the oil field. And it's really wrong whenever you're like, okay, well, you have the choice to move 500 miles away, which means you have to up and take your family, you know, whatever. There's usually no housing. We put them up in for the, you know, time being. Like, you got to literally try to figure out stuff on your own. That's not motivating them employees to want to keep that job. You know what I mean? Like, heck no, why struggle even more if they were already kind of struggling or something like that? And so
Right.
I'm the voice. That's what a lot of people are like, man, you're the boss's son and you're going to tell us all this stuff? And it's like, man, I'm telling you, I'm one of y'all. Like, he just happens to be the boss. Like, and I'm not one to like to keep stuff, you know, swept under the rug because it's messed up.
Yeah,
Like,
it's fucked up when people go to work Monday morning and the factory is locked.
I'm
It's like,
telling you, you know
what?
what I mean? Like, that's
And it's
not the
like,
way any company should do anything. Like, you
and
should
it's
give
like, you
them.
need to have your 2 weeks turned in. Where the fuck was my 2 weeks before you fired me?
Okay, me, I like to give people a month's advance. A month should be more than enough time for you to look into something. A lot of the guys were already looking into stuff, you know what I mean? But a month is more than enough. And so as soon as I even hear a whisper of, this might not work out, it's like, poof, I'm out to everybody, and I tell the key people that I know is going to tell everybody else, and bam, well, so and so quit today. I wonder why. I wonder why. That sucks, doesn't it? At least he's going to find a job that's right there in his hometown, and he ain't got to worry about uprooting his family and trying to start over again from scratch.
Get
We
the
do,
head start before there's 100 people looking for a job.
okay, and then that's the thing, like that's what we have to do, and me and my wife and my family have to do all the time. Is like I said, in this year alone, we've moved 7 times, and that's through 3 different states. And it gets old, and that's why, like I told them, well, I'm not moving again. Like even if they shut the shop down here, I told them I'm not moving. I'll just go to work at Walmart. Walmart has good benefits and stuff too. And I'm just saying, going to work at a Walmart in a big college town like this, there's a lot to look at too. No, there's a lot to look at too. And so I'm like, hey, like I'd gladly be a basket boy or something like that. Like I said, and they give you an opportunity to work up, and there's several Walmarts around this area. Like I said, I'll stay in it until my dad retires. When he retires, he wants me to take over, but I'm not a pin pusher. I cannot. I can't do that. It's not that that, and you got to be able to handle the phones too. And sometimes them guys get on the phones and they talk to you like dirty, and you're not supposed to say nothing back to them. You're supposed to be like, yes sir, yes sir. I'm sorry about that, sir. I'm so sorry about that, sir. We'll take care. And they're like la 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 la, and you got to just take it. And I'm like, I'm not one that can just take it. And so that's not my job position that will be coming in the future. But I was glad to see them build this shop back up the way we did before I left, and he still got it going and got some good dependable people, and so it should be going for years to come.
Fuck 'em. Basically.
I gotta run. Go, 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 go. I think I still got some grain in this Brent auger wagon right here. Let me find out. Yep, just a little bit. You can't even see the scratch on your trailer, cowboy? Yeah, I'm telling you. I hit a tree too with it earlier. I pulled a Lee Bryce song out on you. I drive your truck. I wrote I did. I'm not lying, cowboy. That's what I did. But it's fine. It's fine. It wasn't because I was inebriated either. I've only had 2 beers, so I'm fine. That's what I tell everybody. I'm fine. Don't drive off, bro. No, I'm fine. I'm telling you, we do got an awesome body shop, man. If there's too many dings on it, I'll just pull it in there and have bodies go and work on it. Hey, bodies. Yeah, bodies will work on the body. Get it fixed.
Yeah, man.
Phew, done. Now, I can fix it by running a pressure washer over it. Give me a black Sharpie. It's fine. Give me a black Sharpie. It's fine.
No joke, I fixed Ferrari rims with a black Sharpie one time.
Same, Sharpies are amazing.
It's
Don't ever
amazing
try
what
them.
rich people won't notice.
Right? Say, whoops. Didn't even have to leave an insurance card.
No, I was doing tires at the time, and my boss was like, "Hey, I got some rims that I want you to, change the tires on. They're Ferrari rims." And then he handed me a black Sharpie, and he was like, "And touch up the scratches on it." And I was like, "Seriously?"
Sure.
He was like, "Yeah."
Okay. You want me to do
Alright.
some doodle designs on it too or something? Give me a silver Sharpie and a gold one, man. I'll deck these rims out.
So I filled in the scratches with black Sharpie.
I had an old '84 Chevy short bed that I turned into a rat rod truck, and so I couldn't afford the actual paint to paint it, and so I bought 2 dozen cans of flat black spray paint and then
Oh
had some
Jesus.
friends come over to a party and we spray painted that truck, and I promise you, you would have never, you know how normally you'd see like the runs or the, you know, luckily, even though we was drinking, everybody, and it wasn't because I was drunk, because somebody bought the truck and paid top dollar for it like a rat rod. But that's what we did. We spray painted the truck flat black. We sanded it and everything like that. Spray painted it flat black, and then the wheels I spray painted with a good flat red, and bam, like called it the rat rod truck. No pinstriping or nothing on it, and so I used it as a farm truck for the longest time. And then that's when everybody's like, "Is it for sale?" And I was like, one day I popped off at the mouth. I was like, 4,000 to get the truck, and they're like, "Hey, here you, give me a second." And I'm like, "Aw, man,
I could ask for more.
I should have," you know what I mean? But it really wasn't even worth that. I done messed up the front end on it and everything. One of the perks of my job, I can powder coat my wheels for my race truck for free. I spray paint my race truck every year. See, I'm telling you, you got a race truck? Awesome. I did not know that. Drag or something else. Man,
I bet
I
it's dirt.
used to good. I used to race. Yeah, Cowboy says he's
Lots
got
of
a
dirt
race truck.
tracks.
Oh, lots of dirt tracks. Yeah, no, I'm a drag racer. That's the only reason why I moved down to the 405 so I could pick on some of that list. And then, yep, I kind of totaled my car. It was a wind's fault. I promise it was a wind's fault. But no, I raced when I shouldn't have when we were street racing, and I raced. I'll share y'all some pictures of it so y'all can see what it looked like before and after. Blacktop oval, oh quarter mile oval. He raced blacktop oval, but I used to drag race, and like I said, got called out by a
So my
guy
cousin races.
for
He
for
does
a little
super lates.
for a little bit of cash, and then we raced in between two fields that had no kind of trees, no nothing, and the wind gusts were getting them to about 40 miles an hour. And about the 60-foot mark, I caught a gust under the car, and before I could shoot it, like hit the chutes, it already came straight up, and then tumbled end over end, and then sideways. And so I lost my sponsors and everything because I may or may not have got called out while I was at a bar, and then yeah, and so whoever recorded that had to spam the fact that I was drinking and racing and stuff like that. And I only had Flowmaster and Mickey Thompson as sponsors, and all that Mickey Thompson did was tires, and Flowmaster let me rock their name across it without, you know, instead of a little sticker. And then I already had an exhaust, so I didn't need no exhaust, and there's some promo stuff to hand out, and I lost that real quick. And plus the motor wasn't even paid for. We were buying it off my boss, and so yeah, I totaled it and still had to pay for a $10,000 motor. Me and my dad split it because we were both partners in that racing, and so it kind of sucks being had to pay for a motor that you can't use no more. The motor kind of itself was good. It just the whole car was gone, but it was a 1976 Datsun 280Z with a V8 in
Oh,
it.
nice.
It was beautiful, man. It was awesome for as long as it lasted. It lasted for a while, like I said, but I answered every call out, just like every challenge I'll answer here. And that's what happened with it. And I really like I'd go to the bars to pick on some of them college guys that had them, you know, Roush Mustangs and stuff like that, you know, that were all souped up, and that's who I was targeting, was one of them. And I only had one beer, and then he kept running his mouth, and I told him I won't pull my car out of the trailer for less than $300. Like I won't even open the trailer for $300. And so him and his buddies all copped in money together, and it was like $500 is what the bet was. And I was like, and he felt so. I did out 60 foot him, and he felt so bad about the fact that I wrecked my car. And of course, they're all still videotaping everything. He comes up and he's like, "Here you go, man. You would have beat me, and I feel bad. Yeah, go ahead and give me $500, man. That ain't even gonna cover the hurt that I have in my heart right now. I can promise you that." But he did pay up, and he didn't have to because I lost fair and square. But he felt bad about it, and of course I'm not gonna turn down him handing me $500. Thank you, Mr. Man. If you're ever watching, dude, thank you. Like I said, I would have had you though. I would have had you. Not to come a Gus, but I'll show y'all some pictures of that, of what it looked like before and after. It still great, but I'm not. It's too much. We put too much time and money in that car to get it to where it was at to even try to remotely get back to that point again. And so I'll just have the privilege of watching the guys race now. That's what I do. Get to watch all them 405 guys race. I've already been to like Farm Truck and Onz's shop, and then Big Chief and Sean's shop. Got a bunch of pictures in front of them. Like I said, I ain't went to none of the Outlaw Armageddons or nothing like that they got down here where they bring all the guys together. But I thought I was gonna be able to throw my hat in the ring, but nope. And what you already know, like even at some drag tracks, they shut it down if the wind's too much. You know what I mean? But yeah, with blacktop over quarter mile, stock V6 class, 97 S10, 4.3 Vortec. 3 years in a row, I got the only truck in the class. Oh wow, oh wow, that is cowboy
I
right
got
there.
a friend who's a sprint car racer. I've always thought those were cool.
The dirt track
Somebody
wing
super
cars.
late.
Yeah, dirt. Yeah, like the World
Oh
Outlaws.
yeah, yeah, I love those cars, man. I like
Just like
dirt track more than
it's
I
like
do asphalt. You know, I was a big NASCAR fan up until Dale Earnhardt died, and then I gave up on
late
he,
model and modifieds.
late model and model. Yeah, like I
Late
said,
model.
and that's
That's what my
asphalt
buddy,
though,
or
right?
my cousin, Mikey Briner
Well,
Racing.
I got a cousin who used to back in the early '90s. He drag raced, and his car was a fucking Gremlin
Oh yeah, no, I like
with
Gremlins.
the huge ass tubbed out ass end and shit, and a
Uh,
little red Gremlin,
I've
and
still been
just
looking for a Gremlin.
boom. I don't know if he still has it or not. The last time I saw the ass end was laying in parts. No, it was a few years ago.
Jacob's cousin
And I was
runs
like,
mini
holy
sprints.
shit, you
That's
still
awesome,
have
Jacob.
this?
That is awesome. Gunnut's cousin runs mini sprints. Them things are awesome. I'm just saying. Them things are awesome too. But yeah, I do like the sprint cars. I do like anything dirt track. I said I managed before, which I bought it from I don't know in Dallas, Texas. They have a place called Malibu Speed Zone. It's like a go-kart track with some propane dragsters that are like built onto a track. Um, there's a few different things, you know what I mean, and stuff like that that they got there. Well, they had a right quarter panel from Dale Earnhardt's car that they had on the wall, and me being the stupid person that I am, offered him an ungodly amount of money for it, and they sold it. And then it was 2 years after that he died, and so I still have the right quarter panel in my storage locker that he signed. That came off of one of his cars. It was the Wrangler car he used to run, the yellow and blue one. And
That
so
might be worth some change.
oh man, it is. And I got every bit of like, 'cause I had autographs from him before, but I got everything up to the date that he died. Plus, I got all the Sports Illustrated copies that came out whenever he died. Any New York Times, anything that came out about his death, like I got them all sealed up in some plastic bags and everything like that, ready to go. That's what I'm leaving for my children, so that they'll at least have something. But yeah, no, he was my idol, the Intimidator. That's what I called myself for the longest time in drag racing. I stole that, but like I said, I wasn't a big NASCAR fan. It's just that I'd followed Dale Earnhardt since forever. You know, my dad used to love him, then I fell into loving him and stuff like that. Your uncle had one of those long dragsters. Yeah, man, we couldn't afford really one of those. We were lucky to have the car that we had. Let me fish these pictures out. We were lucky to have the car that we had, man. Like I
Top
said,
fuel.
if it wasn't for, yeah, probably Top Fuel or even some of them still run them Big Daddy Don Garlett's type dragsters, you know, with the front engine dragsters and all that. But yeah, them, not all of them are top, you know, they got the little the mediocres that are starting up. But I'm going to try to find those pictures of my before and after of the car so I can show you how bad that was.
I like the funny cars.
Oh, I love funny cars too. John Force was, like I said, my which, and then the Force girls. I'm just saying, Courtney and Ashley, wow. Just because they drag, I mean, it's not like that. Like just because they drag race. Like I said, I love a woman in a guy's sport. Well, what was supposedly a male dominant sport, and like I said, they've been doing good under their daddy's name. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I always thought drag racing and all that stuff was cool until then I came across one day rally racing. And that's when I was like, yep, I don't want to do anything else except for that. Just you and the time clock.
Yep.
Look at us, Necro, riding the worker train. Toot toot.
Jesus Christ, man.
What?
Well, he's got 4 cars on the track this year. I was like, well, shit, swing one over this way. I'll drive one. I need something to do on Thursday nights. Take it up to Watertown.
I like how his face is blurred in that picture. That's pretty funny. You can almost make it out, but not quite. It's like that fucking police show.
Got 3M to sponsor him.
I wonder if I have any pictures of my cousin Super Late.
Well, there you go, guys. All we need is like $9 million and we could buy a racetrack. Then we could have a racetrack and then farm the pit, you know, down in the center of the track. Be our first mini farm.
Right?
Yeah, the Badlands Speedway is for sale here. State-of-the-art racetrack. The owner's so fucking stupid and such a whiner. Fucking closed all of his businesses down. He just buries himself too in the news and everything. Well, you know, gonna be this and that. I'm like, dude, you're fucking dumb. I had like it's gonna be the largest pawn shop. Have fucking Kiss and Poison and all these other fucking rock and roll people come every Thursday night. Fucking started a school of rock and had a fucking radio station and Jesus Christ. Yeah, I got a free tattoo from there because they had 6 free tattoos you could get. You just, hey, I want a tattoo, and you chose one of those and free tattoo. Made their own gold and silver fucking coins and shit right there. You watched them do it. Had like a bar, a restaurant, a deli. And then on the other side, yeah, and then on the other side was the gun pawn side, where it was also the firing range. Yeah, they built it from the ground up, and yeah, it was called Badlands Guns and Gold or some shit like that. Guns, Gold, and Rock and Roll. Badlands Pawn Shop. Supposed to be like the region's largest pawn shop with all this cool shit in it. And they did. I mean, Kiss was there. Now he's in trouble because they're and also going for money laundering or extortion or whatever the fuck for the fact of that School of Rock thing is closed. And that was supposed to be having a grant to last for 20 years. And people like Kiss and Poison and these other bands donated money to that trust fund to run that School of Rock for the next 20 years. And now all of a sudden, it's gone. Who's that? The dude's a total worthless pile of shit. All he does is whine. All because the law came down that he couldn't charge as much interest as he was to people for loans.
The pictures that I shared are before and after pictures of the car, and yet spam my name from Facebook. I don't really care if y'all know who I am. Hey, if y'all want to add me, y'all can add me if y'all have social media. That's fine. But yeah, those are before and afters. Very sad, very sad. That's why I said I feel bad about sharing that now after seeing Cowboys' cool stuff up there. I'm like, man, accidents happen, though.
Oh, fuck.
And I hope I shared those to the right group. I hope I didn't share.
Oh, nice. Stacy brought us sandwiches.
Nice! Now we don't have to worry about food at all.
Our friend works at Jimmy John's, and when she comes by to hang out, wink wink, she tends to bring us sandwiches and chips and everything.
Sandwiches,
do
huh?
they do the same stuff at Jimmy John's like they do at like Subway, where she's allotted like so many free subs
Especially after your
week
Yeah,
or
they
something like
basically
that?
run the show. So
Oh, okay, I know. My
they-
ex, she used to work at
like
Subway,
full
and she was
manager.
allotted like I want to say a total a week like 6 foot longs, and she never eat there because she worked there, and so she would bring all the sandwiches to work, and I could hand them out to all the guys at work.
You guys pretty much just let her run the show. So she just does whatever and makes the store money and shit.
She didn't even work
How
there,
I
or
Met
she
Your
didn't even
Mother?
run the
Just
show.
eating sandwiches?
Literally, Subway, we lived off of Subway forever. I didn't even have to buy any kind of food. She would literally stock up and towards the end of the week, because it's like rollover minutes. She don't get no rollover minutes. If you didn't use all your subs up in that week, you don't get them next week. And so she would, at the end of the week, come Thursday or Friday, she'd be like, y'all, you guys hungry? Yep. I would literally get a pen and paper out and take orders.
I need to become friends with somebody at Subway. You know what? My wife needs to quit her fucking job and go work at Subway then part-time.
I'm for real. She could literally afford to feed the whole family for free.
Fuck that
Like
shit.
that's 6, I want to say, footlongs or more every week, and you
You
get them every
go
week.
fucking do that, and then I can pull a couple more extra hours then with my job. Because I'm making buku here pretty good nice. So it's like, and if I can squeeze in a couple more hours a week on top of that,
And then not have to pay for dinner ever? And then not have to
then,
pay for
yeah.
dinner ever? Like, literally.
you're fucking bringing food.
6 footlongs are a lot, believe it or not. Like I said,
Well,
you
she
can get
could bring them in, and then she could bring them the night, and then for tomorrow I could have them for lunch when I'm out driving truck.
I'm telling you. Like, I'm telling you. That was one of the cool things. And I was struggling. I had a time that I was struggling there. I was working in a dog food plant whenever I was with her. And literally, like, I never had to worry about food. Like, you want a hot sandwich, you want a cold sandwich, whatever you want. Like, sandwich. And I never got burnt out on Subway. Like, you don't tend to get burnt out on free food.
Nah, if it's free, it's for me.
Yep, I'm just saying. Tastes better to me. It tastes better.
Why's your sandwich so good? Because I didn't have to pay.
Yum, yum.
Oh, a lot of rookies on the track. Cowboy had to tend to a lot of rookies. That's why he said they're in rough shape. The only reason why I never got into any kind of dirt track racing or any kind of oval race, that, man, that's some good money you're spending there, and then especially to bang them around and then you have to straighten them out. But I do love watching asphalt, circle track, and dirt track racing. Like, still to this day, we got a good Thunder Valley Speedway's a dragway, and then we got the Thunder Valley oval track here. Well, oval, round track, oval and round. They kind of messed up on one side of it. But a lot of guys come from Texas and all the way down here just to race circle track, the dirt track, and so I had like I said, that was my original goal, was to race dirt track, because I used to watch that more than I did drag racing. My parents, both my mom and dad, are drag racers, and so I just was like, I'm not gonna be like them. I'm gonna be. But then he's like, man, look at how much you're gonna be paying, and you gotta take your car apart and beat it apart, and then like the dirt tracks around here, and depending on what class you're running and stuff like that, if you beat a driver, they have the option to take your motor, and they can run your motor. You swap motors, because you know you all run the same motor. You know what I mean? In a class, it's all the same. But for some reason, to even out the odds, like if you beat them, like whatever you did good that season, you're supposed to take your motor and give it to them, and whatever. Second place has the option to take your motor. There's nothing you can say about it. It's you get my motor. And you know, yeah, we're all supposed to be the same. You know what I mean? So you're really not losing out on anything. But you know, it's like, dang, my motor was solid, and I got to give it away. No, I'm not gonna do that. I don't know if it works the same on the with the asphalt racing and all that, but you know they have the option to, I think it's like buy back your motor. It's not really give it to them, but like I said, it's an option to do whatever, and I don't think you could really say no. I didn't look into it very much, but I was just like, man, in drag racing I beat you. It's like, I beat you, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Like, spend more money next time.
Better luck next time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so I stuck to what my parents did and all that, which my dad didn't talk a lot of sense into me that, but no, I wanted to do that. I got a lot of other family members that race on dirt track, and so I was like, hey, yeah, and then that, and I thought you could just go out there and be like, you know, nope, but I'd be black flagged like crazy, and so there's no way I could do dirt track racing. And so the straight line, if you cross that center, it's your own fault. Getting a car to go straight is pretty cool. It just costs a lot of money to get it to go straight fast.
I mean, isn't there a joke? How do you make a rich man a poor man? Is that stick a race car in his garage?
Yep, that is the truth. It's kind of like a boat, bust out another 1,000. Two things, but yeah, like I said, it's just, I've been thinking about getting, like, all my personal vehicles, like the Dodge Mega Cab and everything, is chipped up and all kinds of stuff like that, to where I could still take it to the track and beat some of them guys that bring their mommy and daddy bought cars out there. But I don't want to put any extra wear and tear on my personal family vehicles, you know what I mean? So, and then I just figured I'll buy a four-wheeler. It's cheaper, and yeah, and so that's what I got into. And they won't let me put a four-wheeler on the drag track yet. But yeah, so I only gave up on drag racing because of the cost. After getting built up that much and then have that happen to your car, it's like, especially when I knew it was my fault. Like, I can't blame a single person but myself. I knew better. Even my dad had said something right before he was the one. He was my mechanic. He pulled up with the trailer. We was offloading and everything. He's like, man, you don't think it's too windy? And of course, no, I got it. Sit back and watch this. Yeah, he got a show. And then the bad part about street racing is you had to have the wreck. You can't call 911 or nothing like that, which I was just sore. And then you got to run. He was like trying to get everybody to leave, calling some guys with some pole trucks and flatbeds. Come out here. We got to drag this car out of this guy's fence before he realizes what happened out here. And then we got to leave and then make the report on the accident to let them know, you know, hey, something happened there. I don't know what happened, but we took out some of your fence. You cop us the bill and we'll pay for your fence. And I'm going to say another swear word on the stream because I don't care, but I didn't call it fishing whenever I used to do street racing. I called it unsuspecting asshole, because usually the people that I did race on the street were people that kept running their mouth to me and, you know, talking about how much money they got in their car and, you know, blah, 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 this and that, and theirs is a newer car and mine's an older. It's like, yeah, them cars used to come out with a slant six in them. That's what they had, a little six-cylinder in them. But a lot of people are sticking, it's like the Gremlins and stuff like that. Vegas. I'm a big fan of Vegas. There's a lot of good cars, you know, S10 trucks. Those are ones we look for drag racing. Chevy Loves. Like, there's a lot of good drag racing vehicles out there. But once that happened, both me and my dad were like, yeah, I think it's time for all of us to retire from drag racing for the time being. And then that, having to pay for a motor that you don't have no more, it really is a pain in the butt. And our boss was really nice at first. He was like, you know, yeah, I'll run the motor, you get some money in from races, and then you can pay me back whenever. And then we found out I totaled the car. He was like, I need that money as soon as y'all can get it. That 10 grand needs to be, you know, I will start docking wages. And see, the sad part is I already tried to get it set up to where he would take out of my check every week, you know, so much, you know what I mean, to start paying it off on my half. But my dad was like, no, no, no,
Right.
don't do that. We'll just, we'll get it when we get it. And then at the end, when we don't have a car or a motor, then it's like, okay, we're paying for something we'll
Well,
never see again.
that's what's fucked up about my brother. He had a stroke a little while back, so he can't fucking do anything. Had a stroke. And then his boss is his landlord. He just got a fucking eviction notice.
Oh man.
And it's like, okay, still going through physical therapy, still can't go work, And it's like, technically, you still have a job. Because you can't be fired while sick.
No, you
Oh,
can't. That's a
other,
lawsuit like no
and,
other right there.
yeah. So it's like, how the fuck do you go back to work for somebody who evicted you?
It would be very sour if I had to do that. Even if you even just remotely put something on there to threaten me with that, like, no, I'm probably going to need another job. I mean, it's hard with it being, going through that. Nobody's going to hire. You had to, if you were already hired in, then that's when you got, a good case that you can, argue with or whatever. But it's hard to get a job after that. You know what I mean? And
Well, that's what I mean. It's only been like 2 goddamn months, and it's like,
yeah, so
hell, maybe a little longer.
But
yeah, it's
still,
just
regardless, like he's, and it's sad because they factor people in like that, like liabilities. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like you're not even a human. That's what I hate. That's why I can't run a company. I can't be, like when you were discussing people like their equipment. No, like I don't, I
well,
understand
if it's your
business.
company. If it's your company, you can do it how you want.
That is true, but man, like I don't condone that. Like we're all people, you know what I mean? Like I like to get to know the guys that I work with, and that's why I couldn't be the way, that's why I can't be a boss, because like I get to know their families, and there's barbecues, there's all kinds of stuff, you know what I mean? It's
That's
a
why you
brotherhood.
can't do that.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm not going to be a boss either.
Once you're at a certain level, you can't do that.
That is true.
Because
That's why
you
I'm
have to
not
be able
going
to
there.
just look. So when it comes down to the bottom dollar and your, green number or red number in your little ledger book, you need to be able to look at somebody straight in the face and be like, "This is your last day."
Yeah, and then that's just something.
And not be like, "Oh, your family." Nope. So, I got my
Yeah,
own fucking family to feed.
and that is
So
true.
don't cry to me about it. I'm giving you an opportunity to go and flourish somewhere else.
That's one
Be
thing that
free,
my dad does
butterfly.
preach. He was like, when it comes to my job or your job, it's always going to be your job. Like, it's never going to be mine. Like, he's even, threatened me that way, you know what I mean? Like, if it comes down to it, like, if it's going to be my job or your job, it's going to be your job every time. I can promise you that. And so that, and we're family, you know what I mean? He's my father, but it's a business, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's not going to tarnish his name even for the sake of his son. And so, but that gets me a lot more respect from the employees that I do work with, because they know, like, I'm not treated special. There's no kind of
You
special
will be
treatment.
shit canned if you
Yeah, I
fuck
will
up
be
on
in a
that.
heartbeat. Like, he's already fired me one time. Like, like literally, and I earned it. You know what I mean? And I did go around him to get my job back. Excuse me, but and then I proved to him that I was worthy of having my job back, and that's why he took me back to his shop. Because when I got my job back, I didn't work in his area. I stayed away from it. And so, but then he needed
You're
help,
like,
and
let's let that cool down a little bit.
yeah, a lot of it. 3 years. 3 years, a lot of it. Yeah,
a lot,
three
a lot of it.
years. My dad holds a
Yeah.
grudge for a long time before he finally called and actually spoke to me again and was like, "Hey, I'm kind of in a bind. Do you think you might want to?" And I was like, "Man, I gotta get. Yeah, I'll pay. It'll pay good." And I'm like, "I'm moving tomorrow. I'm moving tomorrow." And so, but it helped our relationship. But like I said, he'd already warned me in the past and before I even started that, when it comes down to it, like, you are an employee. When you clock into that clock, you are my employee. When you clock out, you're my son. And I think that's an awesome philosophy to have. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think nothing less of him because of it, because he is a boss. And that's the way it's supposed to be. That special treatment stuff's out the window, especially when it comes to him. But that's what he said. When you clock in, you're my employee. When you clock out, you're my son. So don't come in here thinking you're my son clocking in. Like, you're my employee. And you're going to do what I tell you to do. And like I said, but 3 years, yeah, 3 years of hiding pretty much is the best way to, stuffing myself off on different yards and doing the same thing I would have did for him. And that's when he was like, when my dad calls and says he's in a bind, he really means it. There's usually, he can pull other people besides me to do what I do and everything, but he's like, you already know how I do stuff, you know how I expect it. It's an opportunity for you. If you say no,
So it's pretty much he let you back in because he didn't want the pain in the ass of training somebody else.
exactly, that was it. It wasn't because and then I come back and he was like, okay, well, that's cool. And then, like I said, he has worked with me and helped me out with everything. Like I said, he understands mine and my wife's year off thing and everything, which she was at first like, like she just don't want to work. And I'm like, dude, she wants to work. You don't understand. She works harder than I do. And it's like she just, needs more time with the kids, like, and so that's when we started rotating. That's when he worked out. Well, let me get you out of the actual yard and the work part of it, and I can get you in the office, and then I can afford to lose you for a little while. But like I said, at any given time, he could call and be like, your year's up, you got to come in now, and then that's it, like, bam, and she gets to go ahead and lay off. And like I said, her company's good for her. Like I said, too. They work around every. Like I said, it's hard to find security, job security that way, because they could easily replace you with somebody.
Yeah.
But hey,
Yeah, I
like he
don't
says,
know. I don't know if I could do that with my job. They're like, hey, I'm gonna take a year off. I'll get the keys to my truck there next January.
that is the problem with
I'm pretty sure
probably
they'd be
the
kind of like, what the
only
fuck?
thing that benefits me with my dad being a boss is that part of it. And I mean, which he openly admits to sometimes. If it gets bad and he has somebody in that spot, that he can't just fire somebody, you know what I mean, or demote them or move them somewhere else just for me to come back. And so that's why he usually gives me the heads up at first, like, hey, I need you back tomorrow. And if I'm not back tomorrow, somebody will be there the day after that. I know him. That's the way he works.
Oh no, dude! You want to hear a fuck? I know something about like a situation just like that. I had a friend. We're still friends. He's the godfather to my kids.
Oh,
But
awesome, awesome.
he went and worked at a fucking what you call it for a plumber. They were looking for an apprentice. So he's like, yeah, I'll go do that. And apprenticeship takes like 2 years. So they needed another apprentice because for their main journeyman and master plumber, well, he lost his license because of a DUI. So he very much became the driver for the masterman.
Yeah, okay, yep.
And when he got his fucking license back a year later, so he's got half an apprenticeship done, like to become a journeyman plumber and get paid the big bucks. He's in it, and we don't need you anymore. Cut you loose.
Because so and so got
And
his
then
license back.
yeah, and
Yep.
then because their master plumber got his license back. So yeah, then they cut him loose, and then I think he says you got to find another goddamn apprenticeship job like within like 3 months, otherwise you got to start all over.
All over.
Yeah, you have to do your 2 years all over again unless you can like find another job like in 3 months or some shit. And he couldn't, and now he works at a processing plant. I mean, he makes shit tons of money there too because he's head maintenance now there. But yeah, I was just fucked up because people told him too. They're like, you don't know what do you think they're gonna do when he gets his license back?
Yeah, and
You
that's
know.
the sad part, that there are a lot of people that way. But yeah, that's why I said it pretty much just touches bases with the same place. If it's needed and I'm not around, it will be filled in a heartbeat. But at least I get the benefit of him giving me a heads up. But literally, like, if
Well,
he
except
says
for
I
the
need you
fact that it's the other
tomorrow,
way around. It'd be
true.
more like the person would have a job and then you come in and be like, hey, I want to work again. And your dad looks to the guy and be like, you're out. Go drive the Bobcat.
Yeah, that's the only reason why he actually gives me a heads up. Because like I said, literally, you got one day. I got one day to reply to him when he calls or sends me a text, and he's like, because we've had that happen. Because like I said, this is my third year of where I get to do the off season. And so, like, he's had it happen the second year. He was like, I need you back tomorrow. If you can't be back tomorrow, you don't respond to my text, I will have somebody in your place. And, of course, the very next day, I'm dressed up and at the shop at 5 a.m., ready to go. Like, what do I need to do? Yep, ready. Just clock in, get to work. But that way he don't have to worry about getting rid of somebody that he feels in that spot. But like I said, he will not hesitate he won't struggle. If that spot needs to be filled, it's going to be filled in a heartbeat. Especially, that's why my phone goes off, I'm like picking it up, making sure it ain't him. But usually it's all good reports that I'm getting. Like I said, everything's been going pretty good that way. He's got some shady people, but like you said, he can handle that part of it. And he's handling it. He picks up my slack when I leave, which it ain't much. Like I said, he's got a lot of good hands that actually help him out there. But like he said, the day comes, like they've been getting busier. And so he's been saying, hitting around that, it's probably coming sooner than you think. You might not make it to January. And so I don't mind that. That's actually good for it to still be booming the way it is, you know, close to January and stuff like that. Usually, you know, it dies off. You can guarantee when they're doing like taxes and stuff like that, usually it dies down a little bit. The states I've been in before, Oklahoma, when it dies down, it's like harsh. But down here, when they say it's slow and it dies down, it's about as heavy as it was everywhere else I was at before I came here. And that's why I know job security, because it's like, y'all slow time was our busy time where I've been at in other places. And so I can deal with that. Is that the claim rules, Cowboy, you're talking about? Is that about the motor swapping thing? Is that what that's about? Like why I got out, I steered away from dirt track racing. Is that what the claim rules are? Cowboy says a lot of tracks around here have claim rules in higher divisions. That's why a lot of guys I know got out of racing. And so I think, I don't know for sure, claim rules is what I was talking about like, you know, you have the option to, you know, buy a motor or claim the motor or whatever for the next guy. And I don't know how long, maybe till you win the race or something like that, and then you got to give it to the next guy. You can spend $4 or $5 grand to build a motor and build it honest. Some punk who don't know how to build a motor can pay the Speedway $500. Yep, that's a claim rule. I guarantee you that's what it is. A claim rule is going to be that whole. That's what it is.
Holy fuck.
Can you buzz Stacy in?
Huh?
My friend's here.
What do your
Up the
friends
field
say
11.
whenever they see you farming all the time? I mean, they cool with it, or they're
Nothing.
like, okay,
Otherwise,
Oh,
they're
some
not gonna
people
get the
poke fun.
hookups.
oh, okay,
But I tell them the reason why I use this stuff is so I can play with all the toys I never got the chance to play with.
oh, okay. I just didn't know. You know, I know some of my friends are like, really, man? Which, especially because I used to farm in real life, so they're like, you know, well, you used to farm, but never this kind of stuff. Cotton, that ain't coming out until this game. You know, so I missed out on a lot. And it is because, yeah, I get to run the machinery I've always seen ran in different places, you know what I mean? Like the farmers next to us always doing wheat or always doing corn or whatever, you know, like, oh, that's how you run that. I like to think I could throw my hat in the ring of some real farmers that do that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Be like, oh, yeah, man, the other day I was in my New Holland C10, man. I did about, you know, 20 acres of some corn. It did pretty good. Oh yeah, where you farm at? On Farming Simulator.
Mm. You want me to plant grass on 11?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a no-till option right there, so you can run it. Like I said, we ain't got the plow option on now, so get it.
Do you
I'll
want to blend these
blend it.
fields
Yep.
together?
I just thought about that.
Somebody made a mock post, like, you know, like a news report about Farming Simulator 19 on Facebook. It's like, Giants is reporting that they're scrapping FS17 project. When asked for a comment, the CEO replied, "These stupid dicks can't even figure out how to operate a Facebook page and ask 50 times a day when the release date is."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what Cowboy's talking about there. Is that buyback rule, that whole claim rules. Like I said, that just scares me and irks me in the same. You know what I mean? Like putting that much time into a motor that you know is supposed to be to the same specs as everybody in your class, and yet you beat them. Not only it's not because of the motor, it's because of the driver. You know what I mean? It's because of how I drive better than you, and it's well, yeah. Track rule says I can get your motor, and so I get it for the next go round. Here, you can have mine. And then that's the sad part is you still get beat by your own motor. Wow. That's the ultimate slap to the face. It's like, yeah, I got your motor now. It's like, yeah, but I still beat you. A main, like I'm an A main now. I'm running. Sorry, where you at? Oh, you didn't even qualify for A main. My bad. Hope you like my motor. And that's the thing in the dirt
Yeah, I
track.
tightened down a couple bolts and I changed the fucking oil and it runs better than my old motor. So thanks, fucker.
Yeah, or so, no, literally like something like that. And the thing with that whole claims thing is like, as soon as that race is over, you're not allowed to leave that track with your motor if somebody wants the buyback option to have your motor. You are pulling it out right there. There's no, because you could go home and throw some sugar in it. You know what I mean? Do something like that. And so there's no chance you're gonna get to take your motor from that track. Like it's pulled right then and there, and then whatever happens from there happens. Like I said, and I don't know the facts on it or anything like that. But I do know it's some stuff for sure. Finally blending our first few fields together. And then all we need is the same setup as you got with that whole mowing setup. We're going to get everything like that again, and we'll be able to run two of them. Now I'm going to need another auto-loading trailer.
And another Lamborghini.
Lamborghini, man, don't really pull that trailer that good loaded down with 24 bells. We found that out. Yeah, no joke. I mean, it does it, but like I said, it struggles a little bit. That's what I'd asked Bodies if his dually pulled the trailer better than the tractor did whenever because he ran it, I think, in the tractor and then might have pulled, I don't know if he pulled a full load with the dually or not or anything like that, but
God damn, this worker is a retard.
all yours was Helper G? Okay. I was like, who's
Yeah.
Helper G?
Maybe if you turn the goddamn lights on, you'd see. I love it. You can turn the lights on, then if you hire a worker, they turn them off.
Turn them off? Yeah,
It's
I
like-
know.
It's like, are you stupid? It's nighttime. No wonder why you're fucking running into the river all the time. You can see shit.
I'm making the last through pass right here. I think I didn't make them soon enough for Body's planner to comprehend the fact that I was combining the fields. He's so going to be thrown off now.
I should have just bought the big goddamn sugar beet fucking harvester. Oh my god. He's like, this won't be that bad. This will be easy. Small field. Oh, goodness Christ.
Do you want to sell off all that stuff you got over there and go ahead and get it? No, we really, like, I got enough money to where, especially if we sell off that you got right there, let me make sure I'm not lying to you real quick before I say it. It's for beats, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 495,000. Yeah, I guarantee you we'll have enough for that and the header after whatever you got for your beat setups over there. If you want to do that, it's up to you.
Yeah, screw it. Do you want my Magnum to pull that trailer, or are you still just going to run the Lamborghini?
I'll run the
Or we
Lamborghini
just
till
sell
we get
this
rid
one?
of the Lamborghini. Yeah, you can, whatever you need to get rid of over there that's related to beats, go ahead and get rid of that.
Alright, let me, just to make sure, because I'm pretty sure I'm the only goddamn tractor, but just to make sure, I'll just haul everything up to the main place, just so I don't click on the wrong thing in the menu. Because I gotta go up there anyways to pick up the new thing anyways. Drag all three of these things up here. Yeah, because I was all excited because, yeah, check this out. I gotta have the skinny tires so I don't damage crops. Because the harvester gets pulled behind the tractor. Yeah. I was kind of hoping to make my little truck setup all in one unit thing. It
Yeah,
harvests and can
yeah, I
carry its
saw
own
that.
thing,
Why would it?
except for the fact of it destroys, after I clip the tops, the truck
Oh,
tire destroys the crops.
I got you. Okay.
Because, you know, you got to detassel the top first. Well, even though you're detasseling it first, well, then you still destroy the sugar beet underneath it from the weight of the truck. Somehow, I don't know how, because, you know, you're driving over the goddamn things. You know, the sugar beets are huge, and they're underground. They can handle a tractor driving over them. You ain't gonna break them.
Countryman crazy? What ponies? Do we have ponies already here? I haven't seen no ponies.
South Mountain Creamery, we got horses.
Oh, South Mountain Creameries? Oh, really? There's horses on South? Oh.
Yeah, down there where the hay sale point is. You can't do nothing with them, they're just standing there. They're kind of like the cabs.
Oh, okay. I was like, dang, and you can get some of that. I didn't
Or
know.
I guess in your case, it's kind of like the goats.
The goats. Yeah, it's the goats. The goats.
You know,
Cowboy.
that's one thing I'm surprising, is that they haven't expanded on the, I mean, they have been slowly, but like, I'm surprised that we're not going to get more animals in 19.
I didn't
You
think
know,
about that either till you said something. That is a valid.
yeah, we're
What
getting
is it? Just
horses, but
sheep, cattle,
sheep,
and with
chickens,
horses, yeah. And but your
yeah.
chickens, you gotta buy. Me and Richard were talking about that tonight. He said it's $150 a chicken, and you can only resell them for $50 a piece. So they better
But
reproduce
you
a
get the
lot.
eggs. Yeah, I was
Well,
going
the
to say,
eggs
you
too.
get
That's
the
what I
eggs
told
there.
him too about the eggs. But they better reproduce a lot too, or something like that, for that to be even kind of plausible, you know. But that's what he said. The Holstein goats. Cowboy said the Holstein goats. No, it's the calves y'all left out in the winter like that to freeze, Cowboy. That's what we're talking about. And I'm
But
gonna be
yeah, like
part of the.
add goats or rabbits or, I guess that'd be about it. Goats and rabbits would be the last things to pretty much add to this game. Because you get a dog that follows you around, so that's kind of, I don't know how well that's going to be cool or not cool. I mean, I bet you, well, I'm willing to bet this. Your dog will probably ghost you through your equipment, though. So if you accidentally run it over.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't think about that.
Hey,
Cause I mean,
either
you know
that
how
or
much
I'll,
you got to pay for the doghouse, right? $2,500 for a doghouse. So
oh, really?
I hope the
Well, I
dog's
mean, in
fine
real
with.
life, that's a lot, but yeah, that's, that fucking dog better not get sick and die or
Well, I'm just saying the dog
anything.
better be able to plow my fields, or something. You know, for me to pay that much for a doghouse. I know I sound really cheap right now, but I'm like, for me to pay that much for a doghouse, like,
So you don't start with a dog, you have to buy the dog?
no, you have the dog. You have to buy the doghouse.
Why? I got a
I,
big ass house.
That's what I was saying, and I got barns. I'm sure there's gonna be barns in there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
heck, there's got to be.
So, I mean, otherwise, if you start off, you have no land because you have to buy land before you can do anything. And then you have a dog with you. So, are we starting Farm Simulator as a wandering hobo down the railroad tracks? And then we buy a farm and shit? Or what's going on here? What's the story?
See, that's a valid question. Is it like that, or are we starting out working with a farmer, or something like that, or do they just give us a tractor to ride around in and try to do custom work for some of them farmers? Like, that's a good question.
So, back this thing in here. Just to make sure I get it done right. Yeah, it's like you don't have land, you have a dog, but you don't start with nothing, so you're just like some vagrant hobo hanging around the railroad tracks that all of a sudden becomes a farmer.
I mean, I'm just saying your guess is as good as mine for sure on that. Like, because that's whoa. Whoa,
Because that's what you are in real farm. You're just a worker.
Yeah, you
You
know what I
gotta
mean.
earn your way up to own a goddamn farm.
Yeah, that is the truth. And that's what 90% of actual real
You
farmers
are a
did start out at.
homeless.
If you didn't have a father that was already into farming, you got to work your way up from buying your first patch of land to whatever. A lot of the farmers I knew, they had dad that had a bunch of land already that was farming. They worked for him, and then bam, of course he passes away or something other happens, and or he retires, and you get all his land.
There we go. All gone.
And that Pterodos T440, right? I mean, that's it, because that other thing's just the feel, whatever the thing that you say you get from the
Yeah,
dump.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was the thing I just sold, yeah. Yeah, whatever's right next to the harvester, that's what I need to.
yeah, the head for it, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I thought there was more, but I guess it must have been because of all the mods I always had. 'Cause I
Yeah, it's the mods
downloaded all
and the Ropa Pack gives you the tigers and everything. You know what I mean? It's what.
Yeah, that's I was just like, where the hell's the yellow ones? Oh yeah, that's right, that's the Robopack.
There should be a crossover here. Let me make sure I'm not lying to you. And
Yeah,
make
the
sure I got you.
Pterodos T4 and then the HR9. That's what I need.
I think I did a pretty good job over here, right across the street. Over here. See if I did it right. I'm pretty sure I did it right.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yes, and then there you go. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. How much is that corn selling for right now? Let me see what that corn is selling for.
See, and then why did he plow all this shit up over here?
Make it better. Like, you had all them puddles. That's why I went and tried to create field on the puddles that were in the middle of the fields, because it had all them puddles around there. And when he did that, it cleared up all the puddles. And so I went and did create, and it might just be with that Robuta, whatever log grinder thing that clears that, whatever, completely deletes. But he got rid of every puddle there was around there. And I went and just used that case plow out in the middle of a field to try to get a puddle that was standing in the middle of a field, and it didn't delete that. And so maybe I have to use that. But yeah, that's what he did. And it did clear up every puddle and everything over there. Like, there was a ton of water standing around over there. And so that's why I was like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and use the plow over here, and I'm going to be able to do the same thing over here. But nope. And that's why all the trees are missing from field 11. When I was moving everything out, like all the logging stuff out to the logging area, I took out some trees along the way on purpose. All the trees that were along the road on 11, which I know you don't get no money for them, but I was just like, hey, I'm going to get rid of these trees. I'm going to get rid of these trees. I bet I unfolded that way too soon.
Yeah, these sugar beet harvesters are so badass. I love them. Oh,
They are,
God.
though. I like the Roper Pack. I like the Tigers and the Panther and stuff like that, which
Oh,
they also
yeah.
have them in mods. You know what I mean? You can get them in the mods too, but it's not the same as having the pack. Like the pack, you get a lot of extra. You got one weird thing in that pack that I've never messed with. Is something that looks like a little tumbler thing. Like it looks like a little basket, like a rolling looking wheel.
Oh, that's that silage thing.
Oh, really? Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's folded up. Then you unfold it, and then that's like a paddle wheel that sucks up the silage. It does like silage, hay. But you could use that bitch to go pick up hay too, I think, or grass. But otherwise, yeah, you just run that thing right through the silage silo.
You and Cowboy were messing with the CSC set last night?
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, because they got that adapter. Anything. You can put anything on it. You know, as long as you get a 3-point hitch, you can put any bucket or anything you want on it.
Oh wow, okay, okay. And that's the set that we were missing here, right? That I did not load in yet.
Yeah.
I have it, but like I said, I have everything. I even got the pecan back, whatever that is, that mixer wagon, and then that 3XO dolly. Like, so I'm ready to go in the seasons that we need for South Mountain 2.
Oh, I need to get to the other side. Okay, turn on. Grab steering left. Yes, that's what I need.
Now you can put a bucket or bell forks on the 850 hook and still lift very high.
Yeah, just you can do stuff, but yeah, it changes things a little bit. You know, just it's
And that's
different.
that thing y'all are talking about that you use for that. That's that little red triangle attachment thing that makes everything 3-point.
No, 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 no,
No,
no,
no, no. Okay,
no.
okay. It's another adapter then.
That was the rocker arm. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay,
it's
okay.
just called the CRZ adapter.
Okay.
It's a thing that you're able to just stick on, and then you can put a fork on it or whatever. So like you could put stuff on the back, like you could turn the back of your tractor into a forklift,
Okay, I got you. I got you.
or you could put it on front of your hook truck that has a 3-point hook on it, and then put a bucket in front of your truck.
Well, that's cool.
Or like with the snowplow, you attach a snowplow, then you have more control of your snowplow. Instead of just up and down, you can tilt it and shit. Kind of like if you had a front loader on your truck.
Oh, that is really cool. Is the snowblower still the best method to get rid of the snow and stuff there, or is it did y'all figure out a blade or something to use too?
Oh no, it's the snowblower.
Oh,
It's might take you a little time. Well, actually, it probably wouldn't take you time. I mean, just because you're driving slower, but you get everything in one pass. You know.
Cowboy said yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, the blade. You know, you'll skip over it a little bit, and then you got to back up to get the rest of it and shit. While you know you drive around at 2 miles an hour with that snowblower, you get it all.
I'm almost done planting this damn grass field, and I promise you can speed up time. I
Uh,
promise. There's gonna be a road through our grass field, though, just saying. We got a little path.
Big Daddy just ended his stream. I think he went for like 3 or 4 hours right there.
What about 3 or 4 hours?
I think Big Daddy streamed for 3 or 4 hours right there. At least 3.
Nice.
He just ended right there, yeah. And he might be coming back for some more here later. Everybody wants him to keep streaming. I told him I need a Howard bot my way. That Howard bot, I need him. He's really not a bot. He's a real human. I found that out of his friend on Facebook. He's really a human. But like I said, yeah, he does real. He's awesome at spamming out, you know, putting the links and stuff. You know what I mean, to different people's profile. You know, everything like that, YouTube channels and all that good stuff. He's real good at spamming all that out. And so he was trying to teach me his ways the other night, and like I said, he's a champion at it, and especially since he's not. Me, I was having to like retype everything in because every time I went to try to get the option to paste, you know, copy and paste, it kept saying to remove. That's the only option I got. Tiny, what's up, Tiny? How's it going, Tiny? You doing good your way, Tiny? I hope you're doing good, Tiny. We're doing pretty good over here. Getting some grass planted in. We combined in fields 11, 10, and 9. We now own those. And so now we own 4, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, and 7. Headed home from work. Having a great night. Oh, awesome. That is awesome to hear, Tiny. That is awesome to hear. See if I can pull that up on the big map here to show you what we combined and did. Oh, we don't even show on the big map yet. Oh, there it is. There it is. 11, 10, and 9 have been combined. Might be the only ones we're doing. We're doing all of that in grass. That way we can, our grass bales are making $1,080 a piece. And so, that's been our biggest source of income here.
You still haven't wrapped any up?
Yeah, still haven't wrapped any up or anything like that. It's all just been regular bales we're taking through there. At 24 bales a pop, that's about $25,000 a load. And we can, well, what we had already in grass, that was at least 5 to 6 loads every mow. And so with this, and running 2 big prone mowers with the balers on the back and the quad stacks, and then 2, yeah, I'm telling you, we're gonna, them grass bales gonna pay today or tomorrow, whenever they're gonna pay. That's for sure. Got Necro666 over there doing sugar beets. If y'all have not subscribed to Necro666, please run over there and subscribe to him. You can see another perspective, see what's going on. We are gonna have a stream coming up here shortly. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. We're gonna work something out. I'm gonna call it Subarama. We're gonna try to get Necro as many subs as we can. I want him to get, you know, caught up, if not even or past me. That's what we're going for that way. But it is another perspective here with the crazy crew. You can see the Farmmits from another angle, subbing to Necro666. He is live as we speak. Drop by and tell him Lunatic sent you. Like I said, in another perspective.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not? Oh, you're not. Okay. No, he's not.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
He's coming.
I got
He's
it.
coming.
I got it.
My bad. My bad. I thought you were too.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, now he is live over there doing his thing. Field 8. He's staking claims there. There's going to be all kinds of good stuff going over there. But like I said, yeah. Thank y'all for stopping by, Tiny. I hope you're having a good night. I know you are, but like I said, be safe driving home from work. Hope you have a hands-free device. I don't want none of these good people to get hurt or anything like that on their way back from work. But I'm glad you are having a great night. And just be safe with your travels on your way home from work. Bodies, the side that we weeded on this on field 4 isn't yielding as good as the side that wasn't weeded. I'm not even joking. So yeah, I debunked that thing. I debunked that thing right there. Kevin, hello, how is it going, Kevin? I hope you're having a good... Oh, I'm gonna mess it up. Yeah, that crop destruction doesn't play. See them 2 tire marks right there? I did that just now. But Kevin, I hope you're having a good night, morning, evening. I don't know what time it might be your way. It's going pretty good our way. As I said earlier, Necro666, he is also live. Just went live. I didn't give him the heads up on that, but he is live over there. That's another perspective here with the crazy crew. See what the Farmmits are doing at the other end. I do believe he is messing with sugar beets, if I'm not wrong. Again, I'm hoping I'm not. And so he's got that going on over there. He's on the other side. We got nobody's left here with us. He is planting grass. We have combined it. Fields 11 or 9, 10, and 11. All of that on the right side of your map is going to be grass because our grass bales are paying out 1,080 a piece, consistent, doesn't drop. And so 20, we use auto stack trailer that stacks 24 bales. That is rough estimate around $25,000 a load. And so our big money maker, we have not really dabbled in the silage too much. I picked at it a couple of times, but we are doing it anti-silage for right now. Like I said, the grass bales make the most. We are going to work our way up to getting another crone mower. And we will be having that all going. And it's going to be a 2 baling operation going there with 2 auto stack trailers. So we'll be doubling the loads of the bales we take in. So we should be breaking some high numbers with bales, that's for sure. I just totally looked at the harvester and noticed that bodies was in it. I was like, what the heck? My hired worker has a name now. Awesome.
Shave this thing even.
Oh, I passed where I needed to go. Look at me, all getting more than happy.
I will be back in a minute. Oh, there's the
Alright.
dog. Well, still, I'm gonna go grab me an ice cream sandwich.
Oh, I thought I was gonna make it. Poop. There we go. Golly, you feel that quick over there. It's Helper K. I don't know which one Helper K is. Excuse me. Golly, I am driving like some other farmers I know. No, I'm joking. Whoa. Whoa. I don't like that. I don't like that spot at all. Bill, I'm trying to. I'm trying to. I am trying to. And now we're doing a pretty good job. Doing a pretty good job. How are you doing today, Bill? Doing pretty good? Awesome. That is awesome to hear. Living's better than dying, that's for sure. That is for sure.
I'm full.
I'm on my way.
Help.
I am on my way. I had to haul off a couple of loads so we can get that income back up over here. Countryman crazy. What is going on, man? What is going on? Yeah, I don't even know. I'm not going to run that auger wagon now. I'm just going to run the truck. The truck is so much more faster. Don't mean to toot my own horn, but Uh, where are my cows? Don't have no cows, Bill. We had a problem with the mixing wagon that we were using. And so we have, ooh, look at the pigs. They are reproducing like crazy. We had 30 pigs, but now we have 49 pigs and 32 sheep, 0 cows, Bill. Um, and my sheep need a lot, or the pigs need a lot, so I'm going to have to go over there and tend to them. But yeah, we were running that pecan mixer, the big one, the 64,000 liter, I do believe is what it is. And we had a problems with it mixing. We couldn't get it to mix and all that good stuff, so I got rid of the cows and it. And the smaller mixer does work, but we are going to move some cows in here before long. But right now it is just sheep and pigs that we have, which I have to tend to real quick because they are some pretty needy little burgers over there. Pretty needy little burgers. Gonna have to throw some weed in, that way I can get some straw. The pigs need some straw over there, that way we can get some good pig poo. We need the pig poo. And but yeah, no cattle at the moment. We are running South Mountain Creamery. We're doing seasons on it. It will be another map that we're streaming on. There, of course, South Mountain Creamery is based on cattle, and so that's going to be our cattle map. But here it is just sheep and pigs at the moment. Countrymen, yeah, the password did change. I changed that password for a reason. Yeah, I can try you out off stream or something like that, but after today, yeah, that's why I changed the password. So I just don't know where you stand with it. I don't know if he was saying that we're not serious farmers or what you had in that last little bit. But if you've played with us, you see how we play and what we do, and if it doesn't suit you to the way that you're comfortable with or whatever, that's the offer still stands to find another crew. Like I said, no harm intended with that. I'm a man that speaks truly, as you see. This is a stream, and I really don't give a shit. I'm gonna say what I need to, but I mean, I don't know how else you were coming at me, and so, but yeah, the password has changed, and the group chat has changed too, and so, I'm willing to try you out again, like I said, and to see, about you. Okay, I see. I didn't know. I thought you was talking about us. We don't take farming seriously. I mean, we do what we do. Kevin, everybody, as far as I know, is doing well. Is doing well. But no, countryman, that was the only reason why I was, as you got offended by my comment earlier, I got offended by that, and that is exactly what I felt it was leaning towards, and so that's why I took the actions that I did. Like I said, they call me the king of kick for a reason, and I give everybody a chance, as I did. But we farm the way we farm, and that's the way we farm. And so I thought that was
I'm getting full, sir.
not only a kick at me, but a kick at my guys, you know. And so that's the only reason why I felt the way I did about it. But no, I'm willing to give you another shot. But like I said, it will be after stream for sure. Um, I'll get with you. I will message you, and we'll talk to clear it up. So I mean, unless you want to do it in midstream, that's fine with me. But yeah, that's the only reason why. It was because I felt not only was it a hit at me, but it was a hit at my whole crew. Because I happen to think we farm pretty good. I wouldn't say fighting, Bill. I would just say that he felt offended by some stuff that I said in a private message, and I felt offended by some stuff he said. And so to resolve the issue, I just get rid of the problem. And so, but if it's something that we can resolve, I am willing to resolve something. Like I said, I don't want bad blood with anybody or anything like that at all. I will get lined up. I promise, bodies. I will get lined up. But as far as fighting goes, no. Like I said, I have nothing bad to say about Countryman at all. And I just felt like, you know, that it is a misunderstanding. Oh, look at that. As he says, it was just a mix-up, guys. Okay, see? And it could be the way I read stuff. But like I said, you know, I tend to get offended easy, as well as you did. You know, like I said, I apologize for the stuff that I had said earlier in the messages and everything like that. But it was for motivation purposes. And but no, and so... But we will talk about it for sure, Countryman. But like I said, I have nothing bad to say about you. I don't feel no type of way, but we are running a pretty good operation here, and I didn't didn't know if you had something that was more or less to say about us, and so that's the only reason why I just went ahead and bam, you know. But Bill, yeah, no, we're good, Bill. Like I said, it's nothing worth fighting over, that's for sure. Like I said, it ain't nothing worth completely burning bridges, but you know, I have always been a man of my word. You know, like I told him in the past, I brought him in and everything like that. You know, when we already had closed doors, and so, and then, but like I said, misunderstanding, big mix-up that went on, and so we will handle that for sure, for sure. So, like I said, you know, countryman, I've always been a man of my word, so we will handle that for sure. And it really made me feel bad too. I had all your login stuff set up out there for you, man. A good little setup going for you. It was going to be a surprise. That's what it was going to be. I promise you that. Oh, I got you, countryman. Like I said, just a big mix-up. Like I said, you don't have to worry about explaining yourself on stream. Like I said, I'll get with you with the messages. I usually don't run messages. Like I said, these guys get on to me big time when I'm messing with my phone. It creates bad lag because that is the hot spot, as you know, as I run, how I run it. But like I said, we appreciate that. I know you did enjoy playing with us, and you do enjoy playing with us. But you know, that was where it was. Like I said, it's a misunderstanding. We will for sure talk about it for sure. That way, people don't think I have bad blood with somebody already. Like I said, would have never said anything bad about you or anything like that. But I just figured that we weren't your cup of tea, and was not going to make you drink something you didn't want to drink. Farm the bridges. Oh, Bill, right there. If somebody can't make it better, Bill can make it better. I'm just saying. The moves out. Bill, I love that right there. Already trying to create peace, like I said. But no, I promise it ain't nothing that can't be fixed. I can promise you that, especially with it being misunderstandings and stuff like that. Like I said, we can touch bases, and I'll get with him. Like I said, don't worry, countrymen. I will. I will listen to a voice of reason. Like I said, I can promise you that, and we can start with a clean slate and something we ain't got to worry about on the stream. Bill, you have a good one, man. You have a good one if you're leaving. Farm the bridges. I like that. Oh, I will. I will for sure, countryman. I will hit you up as soon as we're done here. I'm going to guesstimate you might make it here, bodies. That's what I'm going to guesstimate. And if not, can you go ahead and offload into that so I can go finish cleaning up after the little piggies? They made a big mess. They're pretty hungry. I've been neglecting them. Oh, Big Daddy is live again, guys. I do believe Big Daddy is live again. He must have got Plushie to sleep, and so he is live, y'all. Be sure if you ain't checked out Big Daddy over there, go over there, give him some slack. Tell him Lunatic sent you. Hey, countryman, you should go over there to Big Daddy and tell him. I'm gonna hop over there here in a second too. Go over there and tell Big Daddy that Lunatic sent you. Like I said, he is the reason why we are on this map. He knew it would suit the crew as big as it was, and he knew we liked money. But like I said, I assure you, as soon as all of this is done, everything is gone, I will be getting in contact with you. for anybody else watching, like I said, be sure you
I
go
am
in.
full here, Capitan.
Oh no. Be sure y'all go to subscribe to Big Daddy Necro666. Like I said, he is live right now here with another perspective here on the Crazy Cruise farm. You can see what the farmers are doing from another angle. He is working his tail off over there in the end. I believe messing with some sugar beets right now at the moment. No telling what he's up to over there. You got to go over there and check it out. Be sure you tell him that Lunatic sent you. Like I said, we are going to have Suborama coming up here before long, where I expect not only one or two people, but a lot of people to sub to him. That's what it's solely going to be about. It's a sub stream. I want him to catch up, if not surpass me in subs. I know you guys got it in you. I know y'all are good people. Y'all will go over there and check it out. Like I said, you ain't even got to tell him I sent you. Just go over there and hit that sub button. Hit that bell button so you know anytime he goes live, there's a 90% chance he is working a farm and doing some stuff over there. He's got a lot of other cool stuff going on. Go check it out. If you like a video, leave a like. You don't, leave a dislike. It's the same thing with us. It is what it is, but like I said, go over there and show him the same love y'all show me. And then don't forget to go by Big Daddy's and tell him that I sent you over there. He needs to know. He needs to know over there. But yeah, Necro666. Like I said, just in case y'all have a problem with spelling, something like that. Don't know exactly what I'm saying. Here it is right here. I will highlight it for you. He's usually my bottom rocker right here, but I'll all out thank you for the 60 subs that I got. Hitting 61 now, I think 62. And so that's going to be our goal, is to catch him up. I want him to beat me. I'm going to challenge you all. I want him to beat me. I know y'all are real competitive here, especially a lot of you guys that watch. And so that's the goal I have set, is for him to surpass me. Said there's a lot more cooler things going on than just farming over that way, but you know, most of the time if I'm live, he's live. He's usually here when he can be here. Got him here tonight, and he is live over there. So go over there and check out another perspective. Let him know y'all are keeping tabs. Let him know you enjoy the show. There will be a lot more to come. I can promise you guys that from both ends. He will be the sole streamer for the time being for South Mountain Creamery. I will be away, so in order to check out the cool stuff the Farmmits are doing in the Crazy Crew, you're gonna have to go sub. So be sure y'all run over there, sub to Necro666. The more the merrier. I know you guys got it in you, and I know y'all don't mind doing it for me, and so and for him. But yeah, that'll be a way. Like I said, I'm getting busy. There's gonna be a lot of stuff coming up where I'm gonna be away. Cowboy has another map set up over there. As you know, like I'm saying, Necro will be streaming that any chance he gets. And the only way to see it is if you go over there, subscribe, and hit that bell. You don't want to miss it. I can promise you that. It will be South Mountain Creamery, and it will be Seasons. And so I recommend all you guys going over there, checking that out, getting everything going. But for today, he's here with us. And but I'm telling you, for the rest of the remainder of this, you're going to have to go over there. That way you can see all the cool stuff they got going on South Mountain Creamery with Seasons, guys. With Seasons. Get out of my way, Piggy. Get out of my way, Piggy. I just made a big old mess in the pig pen. And
I'm about half full, Captain. I'm going outside for a smoke.
Alright,
I'll hop out of the harvester. Go pee behind the tree.
Hey, pig, eat this corn, pig. Eat it. Eat the corn. Eat the corn, pig. Nope, probably not gonna eat it. Okay, there ain't no way for. Can I get my little bucket over that? Let me see. No, I cannot. It was worth a shot. It was worth a shot. Hey, you want to know what I want to know, Necro? All this corn that these, you know, because when the pigs kick out food, when you feed them with the pig food, they kick out corn, right?
Yep.
What I want to know is, can I take that corn and turn around and, you know, I'm starting a pile of it over here on the ground because, you know, you can't re-dump that back into their feeder for some reason, like you can the grass for the sheep and stuff.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, you can? Well, I dumped it on top of their feeder and it just shows yellow corn sitting in it now, like I just made a mess.
Yeah, it might not have been lined up just right with it.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, yeah. No,
I made
you can.
it. Okay, but if for some reason it didn't, could I put that in in a tipper and turn around and put that back in my silo?
I have no idea. I guess I've never even thought about that because you just, like I said, use a jelly, use a Juno to just clean it up.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know, maybe.
I
I
got a
mean, get
water
a
truck. Or I
tractor
got a
with a bucket. Or yeah, you got the, what you call it, snowblower.
yeah, I got the snowblower too. I didn't think about that, but I got the water truck or the little case Puma sitting over their body. If you want to scroll over there to it and look at it and see what I mean by the mess that I made. And like I
Okay.
said, I'm dead on with the trough. Like I said, I just don't understand why, unless it's just going to be different
Unless you
texture.
were her. No, it should be. Yeah, I'll take a quick look. Let me finish this real quick.
Which I got a pile of
Stuff
corn on
is
the ground.
spinning.
Like I said, I didn't want to try to pour that back in there since I made this mess, and I
All right,
thought
there
I
we
was on with
go.
it, and I could be wrong.
Okay, where are you at here? What am I looking for?
The Tank Tech water tank or the case? There you are. There you were.
Okay, there we go. All right, what am I looking at here?
Over here at the pig food, like where you feed them at by the trough over here. That I dumped on the ground
Okay,
on
that's
purpose. That's my pile where I'm starting to move it
okay.
since I did this right here. See what I mean? Like, is that not weird?
Yeah, you should have been able to. Where's the tractor at? Let me try it.
It's right over
Uh,
there, hooked up to the tipper on the other side of the water tank.
okay.
Yeah, but
Let me,
it didn't.
okay,
I didn't know it wasn't giving me a trigger. I had the bucket dumped and it was still full, and then all of a sudden, I guess when I hung over to that grass just that little bit, it went ahead and let it dump, but then some of it dumped right there in the middle. So, but yeah, I'm used to like the sheep and everything like that. Once you scoop it up, or even the cattle, you scoop up their mess and then you go over there and dump it back in.
yeah, because by rights, it shouldn't have dumped at all. It should have stayed in the bucket unless
If it
there was
was
a
a took,
point
right?
for it to. Yeah, like I've done that on maps where all of a sudden you're dumping and it just like you got the bucket upside down and it don't come out. Okay, let's see here. Right about here. Don't want to cross the fence.
Okay. No, it does. Okay, so I crossed the fence and that was a problem. Yeah, it took it. So I just made a mess. Oh well. Ghost corn. You better eat it, piggies. You better eat it, piggies.
Yeah,
Everybody.
next time they make a mess or whatever, yeah, you'll have to. Yeah, I guess we'll have to try that. See if we can. Well, let's see if I can pick some of it up. That could be the test run. If I can get. Oh, see, they already made a mess. Look at that shit.
Golly, that was fast.
Filthy animals.
Look at this big pile. And the tipper's empty. If you want to try to dump it in the tipper and then see if it registers as corn. If it does, then ooh-wee. I'll feed them with the pig feeder, and then we'll always have a good source of corn. Because they do make one hell of a mess. I'm not running off to leave you. I gotta go over there. I think Body said he was about full over there.
Come on. Try to see if I can scrape something out of here. See if they'll pick it up at all.
Yeah, I couldn't even find a gate to be able to get in there. That's where I really screwed myself, because I couldn't even find a gate to get in over there. Out of all the stuff that has gates you can get into, they didn't give us one for the pigs.
Alright, dump it into the tipper. Okay, it's in the tipper.
Yeah, you got rid of all them puddles there around the cattle country, man, and then I went and tried to do create plow with just that case plow in the middle of the fields where they have them puddles that are out in the middle of the fields, and I couldn't get the puddles to disappear like you did over there in the cattle part. I didn't know if I have to use that stump grinder in order to do that, or if because I know I put the plow on create fields and then ran it through the puddle, and the puddle still stayed in the field. but I knew there was a lot of water standing around the cattle place right there, and you got rid of all the annoying puddles that were over there. And so I was like, well, maybe I need to use that stump grinder in order to get rid of the ones that are in the fields. I mean, it really shouldn't bug me because the tractors don't get stuck in it, but I know, like in real life farming, that you wouldn't have to worry about if there was any kind of standing water in a field, we wouldn't run our tractors through it and stuff like that. And so that's why I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this puddle out in the middle. Because there's a couple of fields that we own that have puddles out in the middle of them.
And by this time tomorrow, when I fire up, you see me log in tomorrow, it's going to be on a new PlayStation.
Oh, yeah, I forget it is Thursday. It is Thursday. When are you going to stream some of that sweet Red Dead Redemption 2? You going to do any of that, or are you just going to play on it yourself?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, might as well show all the mistakes that I'll make because I never played the first one, so.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, man, that's something. You
Nope.
can get that. Oh,
So,
you don't run that PlayStation now, do you?
the what?
Do you run PlayStation now? Like where you can get the games?
No, no,
No,
not,
okay. Man,
not,
you should so get the first one. I'm sure it's going to be dirt cheap. It is worth having just to play through the storyline. I don't know if you're one of them that has to, I'm big on the storylines or whatever, and they say that this one really does pick up from where it left off.
there you go, 250 liters of corn just got dropped
Oh, yeah?
in the silo.
Well, so it does work then, huh? Well, picky piggies, you might be a pretty good investment. Spend the money on the pig food and get me some corn in return.
Uh-oh. Probably shouldn't have tried to turn around where I did. There we go.
So I can do either or. I can dump it back in there, now that I know that you can dump it back in there, but I gotta actually do it right. And then, or we can take it back and have it.
Suck it up and recoup some payment on it, and yeah, I guess if corn climbs in a good price, yeah, you'd pretty much kind of pay for your pig food, I guess. You probably would. Pig food's pretty goddamn expensive.
Yeah, no, it is. It would take, like I said, what I dumped off right there, and plus what you scooped up. It would be all right. Like I said, if I got all of it, that you should have seen the mess that they had right there. Golly, they had them a pretty good mess.
This corn is right now at $717.
Yeah, because I already hit it with a few loads
And
today.
I think pig food is like over $1,000 a liter. I think.
Yeah,
Could be different on this map.
yeah, I think you're about right. Because I know when I fill up that tipper that you got, shoot, that's at least $5,000, something like that. So maybe more. I forgot how many liters that is exactly, but I know it's quite a bit. That's why I just leave it full, which I can feed them off of that one tipper 3 times. Well, it's now they're reproducing, so it's taking more. You on your way back this way with that Puma?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm running down the middle of the road. We should meet, I'm hoping, if you're coming this way. Oh, yeah, I see you. I will take that off your hands so I can go feed the sheepy some grass, unless you want to.
No, I gotta finish up my little project down there.
Alrighty. I will take that off your hands. You can jump ship over there. Thank you, sir.
Wait a minute. Could you turn something on or off on the mods?
No.
You sure crop destruction is on?
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
read
just
through it.
ran over something and it did not bend over. Unless it's not rendering in for me. Yeah, but showing no destruction. What the hell? Well, just to see here.
Car, cool truck. What you talking about? The truck that was on the water tank? Is that the truck you're referring to? Oh man, my sheepy. Hey, sheepy, let me put it in there first before you try to eat it. Want the grass? Okay, won't be that way. Maybe I will take more than one bell. Move, sheepy, move. Stay in the pen. Stay in the pen, sheepy. I know you ain't got enough grass, do ya? I'll be out there.
Okay, yep. I just wrecked some of that. Okay. For science, I can test it.
Hey, you never know what you can't tell. You never know what you can't tell.
Well, it says this other one isn't. The sugar beets, I got too close. And yeah, all of a sudden my truck wasn't destroying them, and I deliberately cut across them. And I'm not leaving tire tracks in them. But then I went over to 7, and yeah, there's a couple of stocks that might be broken.
You think maybe it's because it's being a root crop, maybe, since it's underground. That
But
might be.
yesterday, when I was doing the harvesting and trying to do everything with my truck, yesterday it was destroying the crops.
Ah, yeah, I forgot about that. That's what you did say.
But then for some reason now today, it's not destroying the crops. Cause yeah, I mean that's
Oh,
the thing
wrong
is
way.
I have no idea. But, oh well, I guess. So I don't know. Just found a copy of Animal Farm today. It's gonna be so awesome to watch. I hope it's the right one. I don't know if they remade it or anything, but hope it's the right one. George Orwell.
Cowboy, you mean around the cattle? Is that what you're talking about? How the plowed up stuff all around the cattle? It had a lot of puddles around it, and Countryman removed all the puddles, which I tried with Crate plow for the puddles that they got in the fields, and I couldn't do it. So, but he used that stump grinder, how you can do Crate fields on it, and it worked great to remove all the water that was around that where the cattle would be at. And I tried to create a field with the case plow out in some of these fields that have the water standing in them, and the water still stayed there. So I'll probably have to use that stump grinder to get rid of it like he did. But yeah, there was a lot of water all around the farmyard right there. And that's all he did was ran that stump grinder with the Create Fields or whatever on it, and he got rid of every bit of that water that was standing all around there.
Give me all that corn harvester. Give me all of it. How come it doesn't say the grass is growing on 11, 10, and 9?
You gotta click on the grass. Fruit types. Grass.
Gotcha. Okay. Bye, harvester. She goes buy a second grass machine.
Not yet. I only have $200,000.
How much do you need?
I don't know. What does it cost to lease the other grass machine? Let me see what that costs right
I got
there.
money. Hold on.
Oh,
Where's that?
Yeah, me too. Take all the money back so we can get a whole another mower
No,
set
don't
up
take
then.
it back. I'll buy another one.
are
I
that?
like having money.
Are that? Yeah, I hate seeing
Where
y'all
do I?
negative whenever I do it.
Mowers.
Yeah, y'all do. Y'all got, oh golly, y'all got the big bucks. I'm broke. Hey, for once, right? I'm the broke one, and see, y'all should be happy now. I'm not that crappy boss.
And what else do I need? Baling technology?
Yeah, baling technology with the. I'll let Necro
Do I
that
need
way.
the New Holland or the Challenger? Which one?
Get the uh I'd say go with the New Holland one. That's what I got on the
Yeah, that
first
one will
one.
take up none. It's attached trailer.
Then the Quattro stacker.
I'm gonna make mine. green. No, I'll make it black.
Your what?
The other one. The other baler. Or Quattro stacker. Now we got two colors.
Well, and paint the rims on the mower different color than too.
I did. I painted them black.
Uh,
What color did you go with?
they're just green at the moment. Suppose probably should paint them yellow to make them match the what you call it.
Baler.
Yeah. Yeah, because then you got black rims with a black stacker, and then that can just be yellow rims, yellow baler, yellow everything, color coordinated. Then we'll know what equipment goes with what.
True. Well, mine's all set up.
Oh, did you get yourself a tedder?
I did not.
Get a tedder in your tongue lengthen thing.
Can I attach that to this too?
No, you're gonna have to detach. So it'll be either grass bales or it'll be, you'll have to run around with hay to make hay, and then swap out and still use the crone mower though to drag the baler because, well, it's faster and easier, I think. No, but I haven't figured out how to put a tedder in the mix.
So I just need the coon one.
Yeah, the small one. Yeah, because I haven't figured out how to. Because it's like, there would be a way that you could attach something to the back of the tedder through it, like if the tedder would actually attach to the cone mower itself, but since it doesn't.
So I need the trailed lifter?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm sure I knew all this at one point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something too. I think I'm gonna put a garage on 11 for our stuff.
Uh-oh. Big
Harvester
Daddy's calling somebody out on his
full.
stream. Another metalhead went in there saying that they know what's going on about metal. Like I said, he was a roadie for Ozzy and for Iron Maiden for several years.
Well,
Even
then
a
he
backup
definitely doesn't
bassist
know what
for
the hell he's talking about. His brain's fried from all the acid.
it's some other guy that's up there talking about that he was touring with them in the same years and he actually played or whatever, which Big Daddy's a bass player. And he never even got on, he was just roadieing for him from what I get, whatever, helping him set up stuff, pretty much roadie. And
Can I have like 40,000 more dollars?
how about 50? I can do 50.
Well,
Can't do 40. I'd had to do 10 twice. Or 4 times.
heh. Well, I mean, I'm kind of in a debate here. Should I just put one of those like multi-purpose halls down on 11? Because it'll only take up one slot, or should I just put in like a big pull-through shelter? I mean, we got 161 slots. What do you think I should do, sir?
Well, what's all going to get parked up there, I'd say. I guess
Just the
that'd be the
mowing
thing.
equipment.
We're still got grass on one, right? Or are we going to turn that into something else?
We could turn it into something else probably at this point, but it's fine to have it there. But now the grass is on 10, 11, and 9, which is a pretty decent chunk of land.
Well, I wouldn't do it up on 11. Well, I guess you could, because I was about to say, why don't you centralize it and put it somewhere in one of those backyards of those houses?
It's
Like
not a
where
bad
the...
idea. I do need another 24 for that, though. So let me see. Do we have bales? Is there a place I can make some bales really quick?
Maybe up on 13.
13, okay.
Either 13 or 1 might be ready
Why
to
don't you
mow.
get the bed ready?
Ooh, I love it, man. You got people, Necro, you got people in Big Daddy's stream right now asking, Lunatic, what is Necro's channel? Like, and so I'm about to spam that out. So be ready, man. What is it?
Rock on.
Tiny426. What is Necro's channel? Which, I mean, he's already said the first part. I'll get that out. Oh,
Man,
he
cutting in
got
the
him.
dark fucking sucks.
The what? What'd you say, buddies?
I said cutting in the dark sucks.
Especially on this grass.
Boy, he caught that dude up.
Hello, Tiny. How's it going?
All right, Tiny.
He's called out Tiny saying hey to you through my channel here.
Oh, what was that?
I said Tiny's saying hi through my channel here to you.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Oh, he was on Big Daddy's whenever he asked that. He stopped by here earlier whenever I was here, but he asked for your information.
Hey, what corn planter do we have? Is that the Great Plains one? Yeah, yeah, that
Yep.
one. Yeah, Great Plains, okay. And that does not do fertilizer. Yeah, that's one. Hey, wait a minute. Why are we using the Great Plains for planting corn? When the air cart and the the air cart can hold corn, but yet
But it don't plant
the
it.
toolbar don't plant it. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
other
know. Does
part
it
to
not
it
make
don't plant
sense? Like, but it makes you think. What can you run that air cart behind that you can, you
it.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
That you can
like
also
can we
plant
hook
with
it
or
up
something.
to another?
The Great
Like can
Plains
we
or something.
hook
You know,
it
what
up
can
to
we do
something?
with it? Yeah.
Yeah, because then it has fertilizer with it. I wonder if there is like a mix match thing we can maybe try to do. Because the Terminator doesn't do corn. Where is the air hawk at? Okay, I just... Air hawk's right around here somewhere. Not here. There it is. That's cultivated. What gets on the Great Plain? No, he's not looking it up. Where's the air hawk at? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Oh. Where did you
In
put it up
front
at?
of that
Oh.
multi-purpose hall.
In front of it? There's a weeder. There's a big bud.
It's
Oh,
behind the
there it is.
747.
No, they're split up. Oh, there's some brainstorming. Slick seed.
Robert Smith from The Cure. He was trying to pretend like he was Robert Smith from The Cure.
that isn't a delay, that's trying to look it up online, and then he's giving me other answers to bands that he was influenced by when he got older. I said his very first influence. One of my favourite people to drink with is from the band Alias 16. Oh, yeah, good for you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Yeah, I don't believe you. Sorry. No, you failed. You failed, sorry. No. On the basic answer of a simple question, you failed. My God, honestly. Jesus, what do you do? What do you do? You've got to let it go. You've got to let it go. Come on, you just got to let it go, because, you know, eventually you'll start getting to me, and other people won't do it. Other people won't do it. I will do it. Okay? Other people won't do it. I will do it. If you start peeing me off.
Oh, he's getting pissed. This is gonna be.
Personally, I mean, you're not. No, you could right now. But if you start peeing me off and keep up this pretense. Yeah. What? If it was your bloody info, according to you, if it was you, this was your interview, you would know the answer. That isn't, that is some crap, that is your answer. And it's on several sites, including on one website, with an interview with you.
I got to swing my tool around, guys. I put somebody in timeout for 300 seconds. Fuck yeah.
So, yeah, no, that's not happening. Yeah, this is lunatic. Do you want to do the honours, mate? Do you want to do the honours, mate? Because this is driving me nuts. This has got to be now, because this guy just won't let it go. This guy just won't let it go. Okay. I mean, when you get caught lying, come clean. That's all I ask. I don't care. If you want to try and pull one over on me, you go ahead. But if I can prove you're not who you say you are, just don't go out with. And this is anybody else who's listening. I mean, my guys in here, they wouldn't do this to me anyway. But anybody else who's maybe out there listening, if you come in and you tell me you're somebody, and I can prove with a simple question who you're not who you say you are, don't try coming on to try and tell me you're still the same person, because you're not. Simple as that. And that was the simplest question you could get. And back in 1959, the Beatles were around, and they was big. They was big in England in 1959.
Yeah, I timed that motherfucker out by 2 hours. 2 hours he got timed out for. I kept hitting timeout. He said, "Lunatic, take care of it." I did. Bam, 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 bam. Done.
Yeah, so when you turn around and say things like Duran Duran, and I did say to him, the first thing I said to him, this dude was, who was your very first influence? I said, make sure he heard it. I make sure he heard it. My English is terrible. I make sure he heard it. And he came out with Duran Duran and this, that, and the other. I'm like, yeah, no, sorry, no. Very first influence doesn't work like that. And then he comes out with, I've only got one ritual. Oh, God.
This person is good. TH1400. That plant's, oh shit. That right there will could change things.
Oh yeah? The
Yeah.
Terminator?
No, just the
Oh.
TH1400. The seed tank. We could do, because on the back of the TH tank you could put one of those lifter. You can put the trailed lifter on there. And then attach a planter behind that. Any planter.
Hey, what's going on?
Cowboy, what's up, cowboy?
Oh boy. Just got home.
Yeah, as long as it's a 3-point planter, it should like to hook it up behind that TH1400. So there would be a smaller planter, but it'd hold the same capacity. But then you could swap between stuff though, because that's all fruit types. Or just the one planter box. If you know what I'm talking about. If you catch my drift, you got it.
You guys still
I need
harvesting?
to fail repeatedly. I'm actually getting
Do a
off.
couple different things.
Yeah. A few different things.
The fuck should I park this thing?
Whoa.
I guess I'll park it
Sink
after we're done
in.
thinking. No, I know where to park it.
Cool, that means I'm coming up. Maybe. There we go.
I'm just happy I got to time somebody out for 3,000 minutes. That was amazing.
Do what?
Oh, Big Daddy gave me a tool, and so you're allowed to time people out, ban them from a channel and stuff, and so I was on his stream watching, and somebody's arguing with him, and then started trying to call him out, and so as soon as they started getting crunk, I just went ahead and hit the timeout, but you're allowed to, like, kick them out of the stream, all kinds of stuff when you get the tool, and so I stuck that tool to him. You get a little blue wrench. You get the little blue wrench, yeah, you get to do some work. And now I'm leaving. Now I'm leaving. I hop back in. Yeah, but he gave me a tool. I get to use the tool anytime I pop in and everything like that. And so I popped in right in the middle of an argument. Like I said, y'all don't know, or I don't think I've told you, but I used to play the drums. I'm a metalhead. I played country music too, but I played the drums in some, local acts. You know what I mean? For you could still look up a threat to the enemy. Uh, that was the only one that really got any kind of notoriety. But I did a lot of other backyard bands and shit, garage bands in a sense, but it was all heavy metal. And so Big Daddy used to be a roadie for Ozzy Osbourne and Iron Maiden. And
Oh,
so,
no shit.
no shit, man, for years. And so he knows fucking what he's talking about when it comes to metal. Had a guy on there posing like he was Robert Duvall coming on there saying a bunch of shit that, you know, he's retired, you know, like whatever. And so he asked him one question. And anybody that knows Robert knows who his biggest influence was when it came to music. He's done 6 interviews for that, and it's the Beatles. And he came back and fired off Duran Duran. And so I'm like, man, you could even Google that shit and find out the right answer. And I guess he doesn't know how to work Google. And so I was waiting on it, and I kept asking him, can I time him out? And he's like, no, not yet, let's see. And then he's like, lunatic, take care of it. And I was like, I timed him out for an hour and a half. And that's 300 minutes of timeout, and I just kept doing it. I didn't want to ban him completely from the channel just in case he might really be somebody and come back later on and be like, I really was, but I was giving you hell about it. Y'all want to continue to work here? Y'all want to jump on South Mountain Creamery? What do y'all want to do?
I'm getting off.
Oh, you're getting on? Okay.
Parked up the knowledge.
Alright, well, Necro, you still got work going on over there? I mean, what do y'all want to do?
It don't matter to me. Just let me do a couple things here, and yeah, like about 5 minutes, we could go over to South Mountain.
Okay, cool. Then I'll just finish what I got. Bodies? Well, he's gone now. Bye, Bodies.
Bam!
Later. No, right?
You got
I'm going
time
to
for
sleep.
your shit?
Bye.
Gotta go. Poof.
Yeah, poof. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll finish Field 4. You finish what you're doing up there. I don't like much. And then we'll go to, I want to go to South Mountain, man. I got the fucking map back for that reason. And I've been waiting up for that reason.
What the hell was I thinking? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, oh shit, Cowboy, you don't get the work back. That's right.
No, I don't.
We'll work on this.
Have you got the coon pack yet? Yeah, we will work on that. Like I said, I got...
Nah, I didn't get that yet. Payday's tomorrow, so I'll get that tomorrow.
Oh, no rush. Like I said, the first comes and I get more cards too. And so that'll handle the robo if we're going to run the robo. Like I said, I get $60 worth of them bad boys every, the first of every month that I'm supposed to give away. And so, might as well do what I'm supposed to do with them. They didn't say you could not give them to your own crew or nothing like that. They said I needed to give them away to good players. Hey, here we go. And I've been using them for the longest time myself. Like I said, I never played multiplayer very much. World of Tanks, and I gave a lot of them out there, you know, because World of Tanks cost a lot of fucking money to play. If you want some shit. But here, it's no problem. Hell, with fucking $60 worth of cards, you can get everything you need. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's a rope pack? Another $15 add-on?
I think. Well, like I said, there's only a couple of things that's extra in the Ropa Pack, because you can pretty much get the Tiger and the Panther in the mods, and the heads that go with them, and it just comes with like another one of them big old, where you pile them up, the piling station thing, and then that silage monster. That's what I call it, the silage monster. Work go good, man. I did not know you were into that roundy track racing, man. I did not know that. And so that thing you were talking about with the whole, they have the option to buy your motor and shit out from underneath you like that too, and
Yep.
and that's yeah. See that's one thing, man, in dirt track racing. And I don't even know if it was a buyback option or if it was a like a mandatory thing you signed up for when you signed up for the track, that, you know, if you're in the A-Main and you win, that they have the option to take your motor and run with it.
Yeah,
That's
see, around here, it ain't even if you win. It's just if, you know, somebody... It started out as if you thought somebody was cheating, you could claim their car, you could claim their motor, or whatever, and then they had to prove that they weren't, or some bullshit like that. Now it's gotten to the point where, you know, you could put your heart and soul and fucking 3, 4, 5 grand into a motor, and some asshole that don't know how to build a motor can go to the speedway and pay his $500 or whatever it is and say, I want that motor.
Yeah, see, that's with the dirt track.
See, and how
Even like in hobby
how do
stock,
people do this?
I don't know.
I mean,
it's a rule
like
that they
you
instated in
yourself.
that kind of stuff. Like,
That's what I mean. Why you
you
as
signed up for
drivers
it.
put up
Yeah,
with it?
you signed up for it when you signed the contract or whatever you signed to get
Yep,
on the track.
it's the
In the
claim
it's
rules,
stated in
right
there.
in the
It's a claim.
general
Yeah,
rules.
it's right there. There's no way you can't back out last minute because you win. I mean, if you're done and you say no, you're not racing there ever again. And so
Yep.
because there has been
Well, that's what
guys
I
that
mean.
said
Though, is
no.
how is it that all the drivers haven't just been like, no, fuck this?
Well, there's a lot of tracks that just kind of
They don't have that
got
clause
rid
in.
of it.
Yeah, exactly. They
They
don't
still
have that
have
clause
it,
in.
but everybody knows better than to do it, because if they do, like,
You're banned for
they
life.
will get. Well, not only that, but if somebody goes and claims somebody's motor, and the guy that lost his motor still knows how to do his shit with a junk motor, he come back next week on the track and just rail the shit out of your car. And that's what was going on, a lot of it. So a lot of guys.
T-bone your car. Well, you might have a
Yep.
motor, but you don't got a car to put it in.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Hey, come on, hired worker, for real. Should've left
So
it
that's why a lot of guys quit doing the claims, is because they knew their shit was gonna get fucked up the next week.
Yep. And even like in hobby stock, which is a completely stock class if they run a dirt track, you know what I mean? Like it's all
Yep.
stock. You can't do nothing to your transmission, nothing to your motor. You're running whatever. I think it's 350s is pretty much all you can run. 350 block.
Yep.
Or 305, one of the two, something like that. But like they're a completely stock motor, and if you win, like especially if you're the A main, and most of the time it's the main class that does it. If you're in A main or B main, and you win, they have the option to take your motor, and they run it the next race, whatever. And like I said, that really goes to prove its driver. You know what I mean? When you beat them with their own motor
Yeah.
too. You know, but like I said, it's just a hassle. You know what I mean? Like you know, they're in hobby stock. You're not really shelling out too much in your motor. You know what I mean? Unless you put some, you know, fancy stuff on the outside, because you can't touch nothing internal. And so, you know, but still, you know, a lot of people take pride in whatever, not having a motor that leaks or any kind of stuff like that, or you know, having, you know, nice, pretty valve covers, everything like that. And it's up for grabs if you win. And it's kind of shitty because it boils down to the driver. Just because I'm a better driver than you, you get my fucking motor. And like you said, you know, a motor is the heart of a car and the heart of the person that put it in the car. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, you know what I mean? Like, whether it's a Billy Badass motor or just something that you know will get you a fucking, you know, a podium finish, it sucks because, like, it's a lot of time wasted, and you get some piece of shit motor that you're going to have to fuck with or something like that to even try to get it to, you know, at least not leak, you know, or something like that, you know. And, but that's the only reason why I backed away from that and was drag racing, like I said, until the last wreck. I've wrecked before, but not as bad as that last one, and we pulled out. Like, you know, you invest so much money into drag racing, you know what I mean? It's pretty much $1,000 a second. And so we were already in the hole for the motor, and there was no way we could rebound from the motor and get a new car going in time. We have been looking at some stuff here lately to see what we're going to do, like a Chevy Monza, a Vega, and then a 80-something Model S10. But like I said, you're still going to have to build it from scratch, you know what I mean? Like, and that cost a lot of money. I filled up down here, Cowboy, my bad. I didn't pay attention to how full he was. But yeah, that's the thing, you know what I mean? Like, it's why, you know, because I wanted dirt track racing is what I followed before drag racing. Both my parents were drag racers, but I wanted to do dirt track racing, and that's when I started looking into all that, and, you know, seeing it happen. You know, you was out there at the track and you'd see it happen, you know, oh, and so-and-so bought, you know, or whatever, got, you know, so-and-so's motor for next race, you know, and it's like, oh, shit. And you cannot leave the track until you pull that motor to hand it over. You know, because some people would fuck it up, you know, that kind of shit, whatever, put some sugar in it, you know, I don't know, something, you know what I mean? Like, well, like, fuck you. And so they would not let you leave the track.
Yeah, see, they don't do it that way around here, but it's just the claim. If you want to pay, you know, for the lower classes, $500-600, and you know, you get up into the NASCAR late models and shit like that, you're looking at, you know, $1,000, $1,500 to claim something.
Yeah, almost $2,000.
And it's not just limited to the motor. I mean, you can claim the motor, you can claim the suspension, you can claim the transmission, the rear end, or you can claim the whole fucking car if you want to. But it gets fucking spendy.
Yeah, and the sad part is some of them guys have fucking deep pockets, you know what I mean? And they can
Yep.
go through there specifically to do that, like you said, you know?
Yep. And that's that link I just sent is one of my better races for heat race from 2016. But you know, and it's like you said before, it's all about the driver. I mean, you want to go ahead and claim somebody's car for how many thousands of dollars, thinking you're gonna, you know, run it better than they will, and you go out there the next weekend just fuck it up on yourself on your own just because you don't know how to drive.
Yep.
I mean, it's you can have the fastest car on the fucking track, but if you don't know how to drive it, it's pointless. Now
Yep.
you take a kid like Ty Majeski, put him anywhere in the fucking field, and he will smoke the shit out of
Like I said,
them. You guys, are you guys into NASCAR at all or not?
yeah, I got out of it.
No,
I don't know if you heard me talking earlier about, you know,
man,
when
I'll
Dale Earnhardt
race, I'll
died.
watch it and shit,
I
but no.
I couldn't follow Junior. You know, Dale was, you know, I'm an anti Jeff Gordon fan, and so Dale Earnhardt was the one I followed for the longest time. Like, you know, I don't know if you heard me telling him in Dallas,
Oh
Texas, they
yeah,
have
I
a
heard.
yeah, I got a quarter panel still in storage. The right quarter panel off the Wrangler car that he ran, the Wrangler #3, signed by him, that they sold 2 years before he died to me. Well, to me and my dad. My dad had
Nice.
bought it, and then he gifted it to me as a birthday present, and then I put it up in storage. And like I said, and I've already had one model car I built that I got from Hobby Lobby. That's a little model, you know, plastic model. That he signed that, and
Yep.
he signed a picture that he had at his booth whenever we went to the Texas Motor Speedway when he used to run, when they ran there, when they had the big NASCAR races there, and
Okay.
got him to sign some stuff there, and that was those were years before he died, but the quarter panel I got 2 years before he died. Then he died, and I got every Sports Illustrated after he died, everything like that. From, I mean, literally as soon as he died, they started shitting them out, and I started buying them all. And so every magazine that
Yeah.
covered the story of him that went from the start to the finish, like I got that. I even got you know, they had the movie that came out that they, you know, what was it, 3? You know, the Dale Earnhardt, the story
Oh
of Dale,
yep.
yeah. And it ain't signed or nothing, but I even got the movie still in the plastic that I got put up with all my memorabilia. You know what I mean? Because that's a movie that, you know,
Yep.
and so that's what I'm going to leave to my kids, you know, because that stuff is, I know, you know, I've already seen some of his stuff that they signed that ain't even a piece of car that he really ran going for some top dollar.
Yep.
And so,
Feel
but
like
that was,
this new rising star that Jack Roush signed last year, Ty Majeski, he came from the track I raced at, La Crosse Fairground Speedway.
oh, wow.
He signed the contract with Jack Roush last year, and this kid is fucking phenomenal. I mean, you put him in a late model, a super late model, you know, whatever, and they started him in the back. They started him with 100 pounds, 200 pounds, up to 300 pounds of extra weight in his car to try to slow him down and start him in the back, and he would still smoke the shit out of him. I mean, this kid could fucking drive.
yeah,
And
they say
soaking
it's
wet,
not
he might have
always,
weighed 100 pounds.
and so, like, it's not always down to what you got in the car. It's a lot to do with the driver. That's what, you know,
Yep.
why with that type of racing, with the whole, you know, clauses that they have, it's like, dang, you know, so I'm a better driver than you, and you want to get sour and spend $500 to buy my shit, you know, dang, can you not pat me on the back and say, good job, buddy, you know, and just
Yep.
go on about your day, you know what I mean, like, and just take a loss, you know, like, that's the only thing I liked about drag racing, you know, you just had to suck it up when you got beat, you know, there was nothing else to it,
Yep.
they couldn't touch your car, you just knew you had to put more into your car to beat that guy next time.
Yep.
And, but yeah, like I said, that's now down here being next to a good speedway that they got. I have been thinking about getting, you know, hell, it ain't nothing for me to get a little beater car. I got 3 motors still set up that need to go into something. And I start them one with my 350 I got set up. It starts on the motor stand. Like, I literally rigged it up to start, you know, get a little fuel line, prime it into a gas tank, and it's just fire it to hear it fire. And that's all it's ever done.
Yep.
We put it together, me and my dad, he's my mechanic. We put it together, like, together. And then that's it. He's got a 396 that came out of a 1968 Chevrolet Camaro SS. We sold the Camaro, and he kept the original motor out of it. And I mean, that 396 looks like a fucking big block. You know what I mean? Like how big that was for that year, you know. And he's got it, and then we got a little bitty small block 305 that would be perfect for some kind of beater track car. You know what I mean? Like to run around, whatever.
Yep.
But the 350 and the 396, like I said, they don't have stock internals or nothing like that, so they're meant for a drag car. But
Yep.
it's just finding a car finding a good roller car is hard to find that's already set up with a cage and, you know, tubbed and everything like that. And so that's
Yeah.
where, you know, that's another 20 grand we're going to have to spend to get it. You know, your cage has got to pass tech. Everything's got to pass inspection, you know what I mean, for some of the tracks we go to. And we can't afford that right now. Even with me going back to work, you know, here in January, I still ain't going to be able to shell out the money. I got 3 kids. You know, that's when it really started going downhill there. And so, you know, I can go watch them now, but I really did have the car built to come down here and pick on them 405 guys. Like, I wanted to be part of the 405. I moved to the 405 state for that reason. If you can't beat them, join them. That's the way I seen it. You know, I never got into cash days, nothing like that. Like, most of our races were punk kids that ran their mouth. Like I said, I picked on the punk kids. Like, you know, mom and daddy buys them a Roush Mustang or the Hellcat or something like that, you know, which in that time I didn't have the car. But even my Dodge Cummins, chipped up the way it is and everything, I can give somebody a run for their money in one of them, you know, new fancy fangled sports cars. But it's also my family's ride. You know what I mean? And so I can't be doing a lot of wear and tear on the vehicle. I need to, you know, do all my grocery running, all, you know, whatever. And so, and
That's
Mama,
like our maintenance guy at work. See, the track I run at, we run on Saturday nights.
okay.
The division I run, it's an entry level class, so we only run every other weekend. But then once a month they run Friday night street drags, where you can bring your street car in and they do a 300-mile drag. And our maintenance guy at work, he's got a Buick Grand National Regal with the super. Well, it's not the older one; it's the newer one. But it's got the supercharged 3800. But he's got all the software to map the computer. He got money tied up in the fucking supercharger. He took that car out there, and he was smoking the fucking souped up V8s with his little V6.
Yeah, no, I believe it.
They kicked him out of the tuner class and bumped him up to the V8 stocks. He smoked them. They bumped him up to the modified V8s. He smoked the shit out of them. I mean, he is fucking fast.
Yeah, like I said, I believe it. Like I said, believe it or not, I've had my ass handed to me, and I ran V8. That's what I ran. You know what I mean? I ran no E, even though my car was set up with electronics out the ass. But as long as you unhook them, I could run foot brake. I have trans brake, everything like that. But, you know, to cheat, I guess you would call it cheating. I ran it. In my car, we would trailer it, and everything worked on it. All the lights, everything. We would trailer it to about 3 or 4 blocks from down the road from the damn track, and I would unload it and drive it into the gate to race at street money. And wouldn't run no E. No electronics, period. And I would tax all the street money and get their money. And then I would run in the electronic class and run all my electronics and then try to tax them that way. And so that, you know, that's the thing about drag racing. You could be, as long as you had, to be in street class, their rules were you had to drive it through the gate. Simple. Drop the damn tailgate on the trailer and drive it in through the gate in street money. And as long as you had no E, it was no E class, and I would not run no it was foot braked. And then as soon as I got done with that, I would jump into electronics and I would turn on my trans brake and everything. I didn't run throttle stop, no kind of stuff like that. We tried to delay, but we couldn't ever get it honed in. We had just got the car set up on computer a year before I totaled it. And like I said, and that was I went bar hopping a lot to catch all the drunk guys. You know what I mean? That's what I wanted. The drunk guys that ran their mouth that had deep pockets. And there was a guy that had a Roush Mustang. That was, I mean, it was badass. I'm not gonna lie, like he had nitrous on it and everything, and he'd been running his mouth the whole night, and he wanted to see my car. But like I said, I won't even drop the tailgate. We had a box trailer, I won't even drop the tailgate for less than $300. It's my whole deal. It was just to try to intimidate people. And so, his buddies were there with him at the bar, and they said, you know, and I'd literally only had, like, I would bait them out. I'd be sipping on one beer the whole night. You know what I mean? And it'd be like, hey, you think you can outrun me or some shit like that, and then go to try to race them, and of course tax them. And so that guy had been bumping his gums the whole night. I don't have the money. I got to get a big tab or whatever. Well, his buddies pulled out money for him, and we're like, well, I want to see it happen. And I told him he could pick the spot and to let me know if he was serious. got on the phone with my dad, said, you know, trailer, hook up to the trailer, bring it out. I'll let you know where we're going. We raced. It was in San Angelo, Texas. We raced at Grape Creek, Texas, which is about 15 minutes away, out in the country, in between two wide open fields. The gusts that night were about 40 miles an hour, sometimes higher. I knew better. I wasn't drunk or anything like that, but the thing that screwed me on my sponsors and everything was the fact that somebody was shooting video, and the video later on made it to YouTube, and they was talking about like drunk guy totals car, you know, in drag race or whatever, and then the sponsors got caught wind of it and knew that was their car with their name on it, and we're like, no, like, sorry, we can't have it. Like I said, Mickey Thompson only gave me a set of slicks, and then maybe not even every year. Like, you know, I'd have to basically be like, hey, do I need to buy some tires? Like, I'll go with Hoosier. I mean, if y'all don't, you know, what's up? Like, you know, and then they'd be, oh, no, we got some tires for you. We got some tires for you or whatever. And then, you know, but that was it. And in Flowmaster, I already had my exhaust. I just wouldn't mind the sponsor if I did build another car, because we were planning on running 2 cars. And,
Yeah.
but like I said, about my 60 foot, I caught a gust underneath the car. I did hit the chutes, but when it came up, it wrapped the chutes around the car, and then it went through some vents and did all that not cool stuff, and then that was it. My whole racing career was over. The motor that was in the car wasn't paid for at the time, you know, and I literally didn't finish paying for that motor till last year. So it took 3 years to finish paying for the motor, and even because our boss, that, you know, it's a Bird Oilfield Services is who I work for. You know, whenever that's who my dad's a manager for and everything like that over the whole district of wherever he's at. And he sponsored us, but then of course he even dropped me, and that's who we bought the motor off of, because he had several drag cars, and one of them had been sitting for a long time. And so we, you know, but then at that time he was like, oh, take your time on it, you know, you don't have to worry about getting me the money. Then he didn't want his name associated with a drunk guy wrecking a car. And so I even damn near lost my job over the deal. You know, and so that was you know, so it was a big deal. And like I said, and then the money I got wrapped up in all that we, you know, both me and my dad split the motor. That's $5,000 a piece that we had to pay. And then we finished paying off a motor that we'll never see again. You know what I mean? Like, ever. And so that was the sad part. I can see it. I can walk out. I'll show y'all pictures of it, but you'll see where that aluminum didn't take to that fence post that was solid, concreted in about 6 foot down in the damn ground. Is what broke the block. Like, it broke the block. The head stayed intact, but it split the block straight down the middle and popped the intake.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you know, but like I said, good roll cage. I had everything. I always wear my gear and everything like that. Like, I was banged up, you know, like hurt, sore, but really wasn't, you know, injured from it. But the car was a total loss, and as much money as we put in it, like, we started with the regular Datsun that had the slant 6 in it, and built it up from scratch, like I said. And even from the wrecked picture, I didn't take no other pictures of it because I figured I was going to be running it for a long time. And so we'd upgraded it. We already had to upgrade roll cage and everything. Everything had been upgraded in it. And then I did that. And I knew better. My dad even said, don't you think it's too windy? Nah, I got this. And but him and his friends copped up $500. And so, heck yeah, I would have had it, like I said, but that one gust, all it took was one gust. With a car that's running in the 1/8 of a mile, our car, we ran 1/8 of a mile, more than we did 1/4 mile. And the 1/8 of a mile, I had a 6-second car. That ain't like supremely fast, but it's fast for the 1/8 of a mile. And to get it that fast cost a lot of money. And like I said, in a second, in a 60 foot, it was gone, like completely gone. And we actually still have the car. I will take some recent pictures of it still sitting back here at the shop. Just it's just a reminder of how we're not getting back into drag racing, is the best way to put it. Like, every time I see it, I get sicker and sicker. And but it was fun while it lasted, and eventually, like, I will get back into it. Like, my son that's back in Texas wants me to get back into it. I wouldn't mind getting the other kids into it. I was gonna buy them all junior dragsters, you know what I mean, to get them started off in, you know, a good hobby. But that really put me in a funk, especially with all the clout that was going around YouTube about me being a drunk driver and wrecking total in the car, and it lasted for a long time. I had to actually get in contact with YouTube to see if they could remove that for slander. And, you know, but we couldn't call the cops to prove it, you know, that night. We were illegally drag racing. We had to run everybody off. get a pole truck to come out there to pick the car up out of the fence and put it up on a flatbed trailer and run it off, then go to contact the farmer and make a bullshit claim that we took it out with a work truck. You know, and so, yeah, what pieces of fiberglass, you know, which the doors, the whole rear end of the car were all actually metal. And the rest of the hood and the front clip was all fiberglass. We didn't have the money to even do carbon fiber for that. And so, like I said, we were just getting the car established, and one mistake, like I said, and lack of judgment on my part, and I should have listened to my father. He's always been right. He's raced way more. Him and Mom got way more years under the belt. Like he raced a 70-something model Chevelle for the longest time. It was a 4-speed with the Muncie 4-speed in it, and
Yep.
my mom would run it. And my mom was so good at the gears that when they were street racing and my dad would ride with her, the people that they were racing would make my dad roll the passenger side window down and hold his hands out the damn car the whole time. So they knew that he wasn't shifting the gears from my mom. And so, like, I come from a family of drag racers, but like I said, one mistake that I made not only totaled the car but tarnished my name in the drag racing scene for probably forever. To be honest, it's hard to rebound from something like that.
Yeah.
Now, I will admit, like, Mama, she drives a 2002 Ford F-150. It's that Triton V8 in it, and we have chipped and hopped it up. I hopped it up before I gave it to her. And so we do take that out to the track still on the tested 2 nights and just hound some people for a little bit, run it through a couple of paces. But, you know, that's it. Like, I don't want to be known again. Like, it's almost got like a shameful shadow hanging over me. You know what I mean? Like, have been brought up at several different tracks. They bring up the fact, oh, you were the guy from YouTube, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, that you can't deny. You know, I can't deny it. And they shot video from the time that when my dad pulled up in that big old truck with the trailer on the back to where we was at the bar, and then I tell him, come on, let's go. You pick the spot, we'll follow you. Was the time they started shooting video up until the wreck. And so they got me dead to rights. You know what I mean? Like, you can't deny it. I left the bar, and so what are they gonna assume? You know what I mean? And I tried to explain to them that, you know, I bait people out that way. You know, there's always a chance you're going to find a good drunk guy that's going to cop up $300, and that's an easy $300. You know what I mean? But one mistake that ended it for me, and I have not been back in racing. But I thought that was cool as crap to see that you were a racer. I had no clue. Never even would have thought to ask.
Yeah, I've been doing it for about 3 years.
That is awesome, man. No
Yeah,
joke.
I
That is
ran
awesome.
4-cylinder Hornet. They call them Hornet cars. I did that back for about 3 years back. I started in that '01, I think. And yeah, I just kind of got out of it because it got so political. It was to where the guys that had the money were the ones that were winning, even though they had, you know, certain price limits set on the shit you could buy. So I got out of it back then, and then I got back into it. Buddy of mine had this S10, and he sold it. He had it for sale for $1,000, and that's when I found out about the V6 class, and I told him I'd give him $600 for it. He bid on it, and that's where it took off.
What
And
year
it's
model?
Basically,
Is that like a 2099 something model S10?
that's a 97.
97. Okay.
It's got the Vortec 4.3 in it, which is the biggest motor in our division, but I'm a rear wheel drive trying to run with front wheel drive cars.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's.
Well, to say
I
that you're
can
the
get
only
'em
truck
up-
in the division, that's awesome. That's a statement.
Yep. And this last year I had 2 of them. I had a driver in one of them.
But you got me set up on a good reason to take a vacation, man. Sometime that you race that I can get a good. No, I'm not joking. I get a good heads up on it. Like, I will actually go down that way to Minnesota and watch some races. Like, I'm not joking. I don't care if you get dead ass last. Like, you know, I love racing, and I will go watch it. And it gives me a reason, and
Yeah.
I actually get to meet you in person.
It's fun. I mean, like I said, our division is an entry level class. It's basically you go buy a car, strip it out, slap a number on it, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's
our
good fun,
division
a
don't
good
even
hobby.
require a cage. A lot of them are starting to put cages in them, but our division don't require them right now. I mean, we can't touch our motor, we can't touch our tranny. They're only allowing us to camber it in 1 inch at the top of the tire, which ain't very much. My truck is illegal in that aspect. So I got that fucker way. Otherwise the bitch won't turn. I mean, it won't fucking turn. But I've had, in that video that I shared in the group chat, I led a few of those laps. I finished 4th. I've had some top 10 feature finishes. I mean, that truck is a blast to fucking drive. I love it.
You know, I'd believe it, man. I would believe it. Like I said, and I like the setup. Like I said, but like I said, I'm a racing fan, and I'm not even joking. Like I said, I would love to go down there and support my fellow crew member. Like, no joke. Like, I don't just to be there and just to be part of it. You know what I mean? And to see it.
Where are we dumping these sugar beets?
Oh, you already got the sugar beets?
Yeah, he's full.
Necro, you there, Necro?
Oh shit, I had it on mute. Yeah, turn around, across the street. See where that yellow dot is? On the mini map.
Oh, you got a place? You didn't get the root crop thing there?
Okay. What the hell?
Yeah, but the crop,
Oh, I
just the crop
love
storage,
that.
not sell.
Oh, that's just the storage, not
Not
sell.
the sell
Oh.
point, that's just the storage. Yeah.
But I still like it. I'm over here by it now, jumping up and down for joy. I am jumping. Oh my gosh, look at all these pallets they got out right here.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna steal some
there's-
beets.
Go to the door that's right on the road there, not the one with the spout.
And where at do you race in Minnesota?
I actually race in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin. Okay, okay.
So right on the border.
Right on the border.
Yep, right on the border of I-90.
Yep.
Okay, okay.
The
Pretty
track
nice
is
little
actually,
truck stop at the top of the hill.
Yeah, that truck stop is about 1.5 miles from my shop.
Oh wow. So y'all.
I like the original truck stop that used to be on the top of that hill.
Yeah. Quick Trip bought it now.
They got had some good root beer there at that one. And a Playboy pinball machine upstairs.
Yep.
See, y'all can relate. That is awesome, man. Is it
I
not
put a
a
lot of
small
quarters into
world?
that pinball machine.
In fact, the farm I grew up on is about 1.5 miles away from that way
Whoa.
station up there on top of that hill.
Y'all kind of wiped out right there. I drive your old truck. Like I started singing that earlier. I'm not gonna lie when I hopped in your truck. And that is a big dip right there. I don't think I can make it through that creek. I'm not even gonna try it. I'll be like, uh-oh, what is that our thing? Uh-oh, remember what happened? Uh-oh.
I didn't even fully look around that thing after I placed it.
You
So I'm
supposed
like,
to
wait
dump
for
it
the...
back here? 'Cause if
No,
this is
no,
the
no,
dump,
right
you
here.
gotta
This
do
door.
bushes.
Nope, right here. This door. Because then this door is the spout for unload.
Ah.
Yep, just drive right in front of the door there.
Alright, well, since you got that cornfield done, I guess if you wanted to jump over to South Mountain, I'd go fire that up.
Yeah, because I was just hopping in this just to mess around for the time being until Necro got finished doing whatever he was doing.
Let me just dump this. Let me just dump this load here. Still got some more sugar beets to harvest, but let me get this dumped.
Okay, you let
And
me
then,
know.
I think this is my 3rd truck load of both trailers out of this small ass field.
What? That is good though. That is good.
Oh yeah.
That is
Sugar
very
beets are a pain
good.
in the ass, but you get a lot of them.
Now, I got a question. Since sugar beets are a root crop,
Yeah.
does it destroy them when you drive over them?
It was before yesterday when I was doing this because I was trying to make my truck an all-in-one harvesting vehicle. I put the detangler, the deflower on the front of it, and then I put the harvester behind it. And I was going to do that, but when I started going across it, the truck destroyed the crops. Now, since I'm running around collecting from the harvester itself, I actually drove across the top of them and it didn't break them.
Huh.
I was like, you got crop destruction turned off? Then I drove into the cornfield and I broke those.
Maybe it just wrecks the tops.
No, it disappeared. I mean, the things disappeared off of it. Unless maybe
Oh,
that's it. Maybe, hold on. How the hell did I get stuck here? Oh, shit. Is there something in this bush? God damn it. I need to detach the trailer. Okay. Oh, I think I just got pinched against the building. Okay, well then.
alright, I got South Mountain up. Same password.
We will be there just shortly.
That SMC, all caps.
Alright, guys, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Tune in here in about 15 minutes, if that. Like I said, it ain't going to take me that long to hop over. We'll be doing some South Mountain Creamery with Seasons. South Mountain Creamery with Seasons for a little while at least, guys. I've been dying to check this out. And so, yeah, tune in. Tune in. Until then, as I say, all good things must come to an end, but give me about 5 minutes and it'll start back again.